vinegar pork rinds.
People who
you never had that?
You need to be locked up.
No, you need to be locked up.
You need to be locked up.
Throw away the key.
Throw away the
Shit.
key.
You guys don't like salt and vinegar shit?
Under the jail, not
Yo,
fucking
Pringles,
pork
salt
rinds.
and vinegar. If you're on a road trip and you open that shit up, it tastes like it smells like ass, dude. Like it'll fuck the whole
would I
car
want
up.
that?
So then your initial thought was, I have to eat that.
No, I don't eat
And
those.
then
Oh,
that's
fuck
how
that. I
you
don't
know
eat that
he
shit.
eats ass.
You
dude.
must eat ass then, right?
Yeah,
I guess
no,
you eat
you eat
ass.
ass. You eat ass, bro.
Adam 22 up in here.
Yeah, and you eat ass, bro. It's okay.
Adam 22. No, that shit is like, if you ever want to prank a group of people in a car, open up a bottle of salt and vinegar Pringles. That'll.
Why not just say that you eat ass instead?
And then just open
Conversation
that up in the car
starter.
Right?
and then open that up in the car or what?
Yeah.
And what is up? Welcome back. It is Friday night, and you're here with the Average Boys podcast. It's your boy Crispy, and I'm here with my boys Brian D from New Jersey and Trigger. How you guys doing, boys?
Yo,
Fucking great, dude.
What a good week, man. What a good week.
I'm
Everybody,
actually
what's up?
so I have yet to disclose this on any of our chats or any of our
Closet time.
Great.
or like any of our platforms, man. I'm actually moving back to the Valley.
Oh, I was gonna say I support you in any adventure you want to
And,
go into.
and I eat ass, right?
Any closet you want to jump out of, dude. It's good. Dude. I
Right?
got you, bro.
The ass eating closet, dude. No, dude. Yeah, but I'm moving back to the Valley. I should be back on Sunday. And yeah, dude.
Oh shit! So you're coming back already, like this week?
Yeah, man.
Nice, dude. Well, be good to have you, man. The Valley misses you, bro.
I missed
Did
it.
you? Everybody's just talking about our road trip fucking actions and shit.
Right, dude.
Yo, it's true though. So I acquired these past week.
Why are you all eating ass? Why are you, dog?
Salt and vinegar pork rinds. First off, pork rinds are not healthy, but they taste fucking fantastic.
Neither is salt and or vinegar.
Yeah, salt and vinegar is not healthy either. Oh, actually, no. I think vinegar is actually a really good replacement for like sodium, right? But you can't do.
You know what I do? You know what I do to eat my sodium? I get ramen, dude. I just fucking.
Ramen's not good for you. Sodium's fucking horrible in ramen.
What are you talking about, dude? It's
So, like, I even had this, dude. I was really excited when this
That's
came
what I
out.
used to eat when I was in the military, dude. Like, especially like when I needed to retain water. Fuck yeah.
what is that?
Salt and
Salt and
vinegar
vinegar.
popcorn seasoning. But that's like if you like salt and vinegar chips. I'm a big fan of salt and vinegar chips.
All right, so we just unlocked a brand new level here. So we just realized you're a salt and vinegar guy.
God, I love salt and vinegar.
All
But I
right,
like the
cool.
old school. You remember the Tom's chips back in the days? Remember
Yes.
that company Tom's? Those were bangers, bro. That was like a really good company to make chips.
You just
I don't know
walk
if they're
around
still
all day
around,
with vinegar breath all day.
but not really. I mean, I fucking drank a
And then
Coke.
he
or
eats
some
ass.
shit.
You know, I'm just finish it off eating ass, dude.
What's up, Juan? Good to see you in the comment section, my dude. Robert, you too,
Yes,
brother.
yes,
Good to see you. Thank you guys for jumping in the comment section today. Everybody talking about our eating ass aspect. Now, the reason why that popped off.
Just because I like salt
Let's
and
get a
vinegar
little
chips.
disclosure here, real quick. If you ever want to prank a vehicle really bad on a trip, open up a salt and vinegar's can of Pringles because it smells horrible. Taste.
I will leave
Salt and
you on the
vinegar's not bad.
side. I will leave you on the side of the road.
Yeah, you're like I will.
I will leave
literally-
you right where you are. Don't
right
do
where
that.
you are. The
Don't-
moment the
don't-
bottle opens.
Because
Don't do
at
that.
this point, I don't like you and I don't respect you
Yeah,
now.
don't do that. And you
But salt and vinegar is really good.
flavor it.
Vinegar is a really, really good acid knockdown for like fish and stuff like that. That's why vinegar is always like a really, like you see it in like Long John Silver's and like fish shops where they have malt vinegar.
Long John Silver's.
That's the establishment you want to say is healthy?
Are there
No,
any Long John Silver's around anymore?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
We have one right next to the Blockbuster.
Isn't there one still next to the Exoticas or whatever?
Brian, he got that joke. He got that. Brian, you know, we don't have, Georgie, what's up? We don't have a Kroger's or an Albertsons.
Well, the reason we don't have an Albertsons is sort of my
We don't
family's
either.
fault.
Oh, I want to do a trigger. Please explain this to me.
Tea?
Why don't we have an Albertsons?
We have some grocery store tea.
Kinda. So, you know how there was an Albertsons there in the valley? There was only one, right?
There used to be one.
Yeah, and it was robbed. And then subsequently, and then it was burgled. It was robbed.
Burgled.
It was Trigger that robbed it.
You did it?
Close. It was actually one of my cousins.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
And that's why they closed it down, because they got robbed once.
I don't know. Well, I mean, fucking
Ski
was
mask.
it,
bro?
yeah, I mean, was
Ski
the
mask
game house
tricks.
closed down after the guy died there in the fucking parking lot?
I was like, pussies, dude. We robbed once and closed up. Get out of here. Yeah, we used to have Albertsons. We don't have it no more. What's like your guys like HEB up there in Jersey, dude?
HEB. You know, I didn't even know what the HEB
HEB.
was. Yeah, I didn't even know what
no,
HEB
HEB
was
was
until I got to Texas, or until I went to visit you guys the
Yeah,
last time. Over here at HEB, I don't know.
Like Whole Foods?
Stop and Shop. We have like a Stop and Shop. Those are pretty big.
What about like a Central Market or something like that?
Nothing. No,
No.
we don't got none of that shit. Like a lot of the stuff you guys have out there, we don't have out here.
Yeah. It's like regional
Like
kind of
fucking get with it, dude.
Aldi's a
Get
good one.
with it. Yo, have you got a Whataburger yet or what?
Negative.
Dude,
Whoa,
when did
what
they
about a,
pass one that
Fiesta?
way, dude?
No. I
Piggly
don't even know what
Wiggly.
the fuck a Fiesta is. No.
It's like Mexican HEB.
no. Don't have any of that shit.
That's wild.
Not
as
at
shit,
all.
man.
Not at all.
You guys are missing out, man. Nah, we're probably missing out. We're the Valley, dude. We're like a village out here.
I was gonna
But yo,
say
how was your week, man? How was
good,
your boys'
dude.
weeks?
Mine was good. It went by fast, which I always appreciate. And I'm happy to be here, talking to you fine looking gentlemen tonight, talking about some nerd shit, that's it.
Dabble up, man. Dab
Yeah,
up.
absolutely good.
Triggs, what about you, man? I know you got the news you're moving back soon, but what else was your week like, man? Outside in the
Honestly,
real
man,
world.
I caught up on a lot of sleep, dude. I put in my 2 weeks
Lame.
a few weeks ago, and so this week I have been technically unemployed. When I get back, I will have several forms of employment. There's like a few jobs that I have lined up, pretty much like when I get back. So I mean, selling drugs. I will be,
the good stuff, man.
Yeah, dude, I'll be on Trenton and Klausner, hitting it up out there.
I always tell people hand jobs in the parking lot of Walmart and shit.
And then for 25, you can get
Gold
crack.
Leaf,
So,
Piggy the E Becker Supreme. Damn, dude. That's got to be Rick, right?
right?
Triggs,
That's got to be Wrong Hole Rick. Wrong Hole Rick, that's got to be
Triggs.
you in the comments, my man.
Triggs, what would be your stripper stage name?
Dick Longinus.
Dick Longinus? What?
Yeah.
Hi, Chrisella. What's up? Chrisella's mom. Yes, sir. That's Wrong Hole Rick, my dude, man.
There it is.
There it is, man. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, man.
Dude,
missed
I
it,
feel
man.
like every week he changes his name for
Yeah,
us. or
dude,
some
it is-
shit, dude.
he's
That's
got, like,
dedication.
the greatest
That's
name.
dedication. I like that.
Dedication
I like
to
that.
the name, man.
Enthusiasm. I like it.
My week went by really good. A lot of stuff in the gym, training. I got a couple of guys getting ready for some matchups. We got August 12th, my birthday. Some of my guys are going to be doing a smoker, boxing and kickboxing up in the Brownsville area. What's up, Big
Okay.
John, my boy?
What's up?
Hopefully in October early, October 30th, we'll have some amateur fights going on at Texas Clash in Robstown / Corpus Christi area. Got a good amount of my dudes getting ready for that. So everybody's getting on the grind. Everybody's getting excited. Other than that, it's been pretty good. I've been fucking around with, I think I told you guys, I've been messing with the Quest, the Quest 2, the VR system I got. Been watching a lot of films, dude. Like if it's really weird because like in the VR state, like doing the virtual reality stuff and having the Quest, like I don't really do a lot of games. I get more excitement being in the little theater application that they have that allows you to kind of act like you're in like a big movie theater.
Okay.
And you can literally watch fucking any movie that you could find on your, and you can mix it from your desktop to the VR. So like if I wanted to watch this, I could put that on my Quest and watch it like as is, like I'm going.
Cool.
But what's good is like there's a couple of like pages that you can find some really nice 3D films. Like I was showing Triggs and I think I put in the tag where I was watching Dune in 3D. And the guy I was watching it with had customized the movie himself for the VR. So like he like spent like fucking 8 months trying to like really clean up all the edges and all this, and it was really nice, dude. It was really nice. So yeah, there's that. And by chance, Brian, have you seen Bloodhounds? Did you get to watch it?
Yo, you know what? You're gonna have to remind me in the chat.
I gotta remind you during the week, right?
Yeah, dude, because there's so much that goes on in my week. I'm just never gonna remember to watch it.
If you have a chance, there's a new film that came out called Kingdom 1 and Kingdom 2. And if you've ever been a fan of Dynasty Warriors, the video game. This is like the live action version that's really fucking good.
Is that that Korean offshoot?
No, it's Japanese. These guys are, this is Japanese offshoot.
Okay.
And it's crazy because it's based on the Chinese dynasty. So
Okay,
like
there's like
but yeah, I think you're thinking about the Jackie Chan one, no?
There's so many different fucking like no because like there's a South Korean show called Kingdom, and like Joe like Talsim comes out in it, and like a couple other kind of big Asian names, and like it's off of a Korean story, and they actually like adapted it into a manga as well.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think. And then not only that, there's another one called Kingdom, but it's like Chinese zombie,
Korean zombies. Yes,
Korean zombies.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. And I think that one's on Netflix cool. Still, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dude, speaking of video games and shit like that, did you see that Mortal Kombat 1 is gonna have Homelander and Omni-Man?
I saw that.
And not only that, they just released a boys on Call of Duty Warzone 2. And you can grab the Voss stuff and or V. You can grab Compound V, and it gives you like laser vision or like other stuff in the thing. So a lot of people are like, it's kind of like a positive negative. Is anybody still playing Warzone?
I mean, they're playing it, but again, the Warzone 1 is going to be discontinued within like the next like couple weeks, so they're going to stop allowing people to play it. They're going to shut it down like totally.
Oh, so like Kingdom 1's going to, okay, so that one's coming to an end then.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that. When did that come out?
2 weeks ago.
It's been a little bit.
So they're going to close up the servers, I guess.
We talked about it last week.
Very, very briefly. We kind of touched on it, but yeah, Brian had mentioned it last week.
Nice, dude. Nice. Okay, cool. Let me, okay. I'll put this over here. Let me show you guys this real quick. So this is the trailer for the newer episode of this film called Kingdom 2. And it's really good, dude. It's really, really fucking good. And it was, can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it real loud?
No.
Okay. The music sucks. Sounds like they're supposed to sit in the car and make out or something. But this is a fucking fantastic film. And it's made by the same studio, I think, that made the High and Low films. So like they're really, really
suck.
Huh?
So you know they're gonna suck.
No, High and Low's fucking good. And like what's crazy is they know how to formulate like a really good like a episodical film story and make it all kind of bring together
a lot and swing swords.
They're what? Yeah, it's gonna be like that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna scream and swing swords at each other.
Okay.
Like, dude, straight up, it was good, dude. That was a really great film. If you get a chance, check it out. It's called The Kingdom. Really, really, really about it. What's up, Michael Betancourt in the comment section saying The Korean Kingdom is a zombie HK horror film, or KH Korean horror. Yeah, K horror. Does everything out of Korea that's entertainment have to be like K something, like K cook, K pop, K rock, K drama, K drama? Is that how you kind of like? What was the other one we did? The manga, K manga. No, you had a whole new word for that shit, remember?
I'm not even gonna say it because
I can't remember it, but it's a cool word. No. Even Brian remembers now. Magwai. Straight up, boys. But what's up? Okay, so let's see what we're talking about. So, what big news do we have coming out this week other than us being fucking fantastic and cool?
Comic-Con.
We had San Diego Comic-Con pop off. We had day one pop off, and a lot of people are talking about it. And it seems that the numbers are pretty wild, man. Let me see if I can if I can pop up a.
So I'm looking at all the announcements, and even though the numbers are kind of lackluster, there's some pretty decent stuff that were revealed on day one. There's some pretty dope stuff, like going back to what Triggs was saying about Homelander, Peacemaker. You have Omni-Man. They're going to be in the new Mortal Kombat, and I'm looking at the pictures. They look fucking dope. Like they look really cool.
Dude, Omni-Man like has a really big like he looks a lot like J.K. Simmons. Like
it looks really good.
Yeah.
So is that for the trailer or what?
It was just like one of those teaser little show, like little reveals.
Yeah. It was
that like it's like a character pack that's coming out.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find it, man. Let's bring it up.
So they had that
while you on Twitter.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, they they had that. They had a new X-Men show seemingly coming out, I think.
Was that is that the 1993 or
no? It's going to be a completely. It's going to be that's still coming out apparently, but there's going to be a completely new one that's coming out, or maybe it's a comic. I don't know if it's a show. It's a comic book that's coming out with new X-Men. So it's going to have a whole new cast of X-Men that are coming out. I'm assuming it's going to be new characters, which I think is pretty dope.
Okay, yeah. There's something that I wanted to talk about that also that really made a lot of news this past week, but let's check this out. This is the Incredible 2 trailer that they just released.
Teaser
trailer from San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm so fucking excited for this.
Yeah, I haven't watched this yet.
Probably seemed like this day would never come. Maybe you're even wondering if you're ready for this.
I'm so ready for this.
Yo, is that what's his face?
What comes next?
Oh, Carl Winslow?
No, that's the villain from Mandalorian. What's his name?
Oh, John wait, who?
Lando Calrissian?
No, not Lando Calrissian. The fucking guy, Carlos Disapicito or whatever.
No.
Just a piece of shit.
No.
Just a piece of shit. Yeah, is that Carlos Disapicito? Listen to him.
It's Giancarlo Despacito.
Yeah. I was trying to get that out. I couldn't get it out.
For what comes next?
That sounds like him.
Maybe you're even wondering if you're ready for this.
Maybe, yeah. I think that does sound like him.
Comes next.
No, it's not. It does sound like Carl Winslow, though.
It looks like Carl Winslow.
Even
my boy, Steve. My boy.
The Century. Sandra, okay.
Boom, Hyperion confirmed.
Because I would win.
It's
me, Seth Rogen.
Zazzy Beats?
There's no way this kid goes back out there. And that's on a very short leash.
I'm just happy helping people.
You know people try to kill us every single day, right?
I don't care.
I'm going to have to rewatch season 1.
I'm gonna have to reread the books, dude.
Trained more and complained less. We could get back to saving lives.
Rose McGowan.
Season 1 is so tough, bro.
Damn.
I'm joining season 2.
For what he did to you.
Sterling K. Brown. Oh, nice.
Yo, you didn't see the last one?
Leah Thompson.
Okay.
Yo.
Jay
Mark
Farrell.
Hamill, dude.
I didn't even see that.
Zachary Quinto.
Well, he's always been in there.
Yeah, he's an alien, right?
Yeah, no, he's the robot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make him pay for what he did to you.
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown.
I know you who slayed my husband.
Ben Schwartz. Yeah, I saw that.
Leah Thompson, yeah.
For your sake.
Jay Farrell again.
The middle one's gonna be Peter
Dude,
Cullen.
I love
Chloe
that,
Bennett.
dude. Peter Cullen, bro. Optimus Prime.
Against Viltrumite. That has not happened since the Great Purge.
Oh my god,
dude,
that sounds
Optimus
so
is gonna
good,
be
dude.
the fucking grand guy from
AJ Case.
whoa.
You should have died at birth.
Wrecked.
Phil Lamar. That's
Phil
bad,
Lamar,
dude.
thank
I'm
you.
excited.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil Lamar.
Yeah, that was Wronghole Rick in the comment section, man.
Yeah, thank you
Coming
very
through,
much.
my man.
Mars.
Legit. Excellent, man.
Dude, that was sick, dude. That was
That
sick.
looks super
I'm so
good,
excited.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not gonna lie,
so
that looks
excited.
really good.
So
And they have
excited.
a lot of people in that. Like, that's going to be dope. I like
Hey,
it.
what's up, Myers? Good to see you in the comment section, man. Good to see
Dude,
you. Good to see
Invincible
you.
just don't miss, dude. Like, it
Yeah.
really doesn't.
Yo, but
I-
you know
I
what?
was very
That was a really
surprised.
good question that I had earlier, and I've totally kind of overglossed it. But whatever happened to X-Men 97?
I mean, it's still slated to come out. I don't know when that's supposed to happen, but it's still slated to come out.
And then
Well,
Michael
with all this shit
Betancourt in
going
the
down
comment
right now,
section,
like, who knows, dude?
Michael Betancourt says, shout out to Nickelodeon for acquiring the complete rights to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series to air in 2024.
Sick.
What do you guys, so what do you guys think of the new X-Men, not X-Men, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies? They just released another little trailer, little snippet where they're like walking through the school and he's like, oh man, look, they're having open auditions, man. I should totally sign up. How do you guys think of the cast and stuff?
I don't know how I feel about it, man. Like, I've kind of come in and out of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like like I've always liked them, but like never enough to really grasp into it. I've read some of the comics where was it like Usagi comes out.
Yeah, Usagi Jimbo.
Yeah,
Rabbit
he comes out. Yeah, the rabbit. He comes out in it sometimes. I thought that was also pretty cool.
Shout out to Stan Sakai.
You know, and then right now the only big thing that I really cared about TMNT was that they did a crossover with Power Rangers.
What about you, Brian? What about you? What do you think of the Ninja Turtles remake that they're doing right now with Seth Rogen and all those guys? And what's been your take on like the Ninja Turtle franchise in the last couple of years and stuff?
I really don't have a take. I had a infatuation with them when I was a kid. But no, I can care less at this point. I couldn't care less.
Wore off.
Couldn't care less.
So even when they came out with like the Last Ronin idea, like you weren't like really like a big fan of that idea and stuff.
When did that come?
Last Ronin was sick though, dude.
When did that come out?
I would say like 2 years ago. Yeah, and what all it was that all the Ninja Turtles had died except for one, and he's kind of like on a revenge story. And I don't want to say who if you haven't seen it because it gives you the opportunity to at least see the reveal. I remember how we were when we were like, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is? And we were breaking down, me and Triggs were breaking down the idea on like, okay, who would hurt more if they were the last Ninja Turtles to survive?
Like, I know it was Mikey. I understand the story, but I don't. Yeah, listen. I'm aware of it. I just didn't want to. I just didn't care to watch it.
I thought it was all right. The new story that's coming out, like, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm a little bit digging it. It's kind of funny. Okay, let me see if I can find a little trailer that we can all watch together. The art's pretty cool. It's very much like kind of reminds me of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find an okay trailer.
While you're looking that up, also, what was released today? The Borderlands movie is coming out. I know there's a lot of
August
big
26th or something like that. 24th?
August 9th.
August 9th? Okay.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of big and it's written and directed by Eli Roth, which I think is pretty cool.
Great
Eli Roth?
Great name in horror. Eli Roth.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty random. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this one, and this is a little bit like, okay. This is the kind of stuff that it kind of gets me to be like, okay, maybe I'm not as interested, maybe I am, but here we go. Let's check this out.
Boys, where have you been? I've been.
Is that Splinter?
It was this one. It was a cat, and I'm scared of cats. So yeah, we did have to.
What's that fucking stop and go shit? Oh, is it with the dog and the guy?
Are you talking about that weird claymation show?
Yeah, that's exactly what this looks like.
Hey, is Splinter Jewish? Is that what they're doing? I'd never seen this.
We have to go back to the yeshiva.
Is that what he's doing? Okay, that's
all right. I'm gonna let you guys watch that and then let me know how
I feel like
I don't even know if I am gonna watch it. I'm
and dude, I had just seen this other little snippet that they were making fun of like their names. They were like they're in a high school, and Mikey sees like an audition for like drama, and he goes up and goes, "Oh, Willis and Gromit." That's the one you're talking about.
Yes,
yeah,
Wallace and Gromit.
Michael Betancourt.
Thank you,
Mr.
Michael
Betancourt, dude.
Dude, coming in with the clutch, dude.
He comes in and he's like, "Oh, look, guys, open auditions. I'm totally gonna sign up." And they're like, they're like, "Mikey, we don't even go to the school." And then he goes, "What's my last name?" And then all of a sudden they have like an existential crisis that they're like, "What is our last name? Are we even real? Like, we don't have last names." And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna break up my name, Michael Angelo." And then it goes into this joke where it's like, Leo's last name is Nardo. And I was like, oh God. But it's like, at least like the cast is a bunch of kids. And it does portray this very like teenage jokey brotherhood kind of vibe, which I didn't find as that bad of a thing. But now I see that why is Splinter Jewish? Oi, Vay, oi, Mikey, oi, I can't do this. Oh no, dude.
You sound like the guy. You sound like the dad from fucking Big Mouth, dude.
Bro, that's what it's gonna be. Oh no, dude. No, I was like, oh man.
We're in dangerous territory here. So anyway, dude. So listen. Also, so there's gonna be a spinoff of The Boys that's coming out. It's gonna be a show called Gen V that's coming out September 9th.
Oh God.
That's coming out, and also
what about the Christian? The Christian kids in school?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes,
Oh
that's what that's gonna
man, dude.
be. And then the last thing that I saw that's come out so far is that there's gonna be a crossover
wild.
comic series with the Justice League, Godzilla, and King Kong.
What was that episode
The
we were talking
Justice
about?
League?
Yes.
Okay.
What was that fucking what is it called? The orgasmic episode. I can't remember the fucking title of it.
Chris, you're just gonna gloss
Hero-gasm?
over what the fuck I just said.
Hero-gasm.
To
Well, no,
fucking
I'm still trying to like process that they're gonna do that's like Hero-gasm is casually comic bookly dwarfed by that group of like the Christian kids in the boys comic.
Okay.
They're bad, dude. They're like,
I'm looking forward to it because Hero-gasm, that episode was fucking amazing. I like that.
If they're gonna
that
do,
episode.
oh man, this is gonna be fucking crazy. That's gonna be.
What are your thoughts about the Justice League fighting Godzilla and King Kong, sir? Exactly. I want to hear it.
Well, I mean, dude, like by itself, like Superman, the way he's casually written, he tanks like everything. Like he just like flies through them. Like maybe he wants to save them as animals or whatever. But like he just like smashes things. It would be more interesting to see like if it starts off like Godzilla's fighting Starro, and it ends up being where he like starts tanking Starro, and then the Justice League's like, oh fuck, we need to step in, and they give him like some type of like, I don't know, they got to do something with the characters. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Why would you need the whole goddamn Justice League though for Godzilla and King Kong?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. I think Cyborg can take him out by himself.
Dude, Superman fucking no diffs that in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, dude. Kind of, because they're just like I said, they're just big
Straight
animals.
No diffs that.
They are going to superpower King Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah,
you're
gonna see. Yeah, you're gonna see Godzilla and King Kong get jobbed in like the first 2 minutes, dude.
That'd be funny as shit. They're literally gonna have to do what they did with Godzilla when he fucking fought Satan and the people in hell or whatever. Remember when they sent the Godzilla to hell? They're gonna have to do. Yeah. That already sounds. Look at Brian. Brian's like, that sounds silly as fuck.
He was in hell.
He was in hell. He literally was in hell, and he had to fight his way out of hell to come back. And it sounds about as a special story as you would think it would be. That's pretty much what it is. I'm pumped for Barbie. I have a pink shirt on because Barbie was the weekend, but this is my fighter shirt, Esqueleto Adonis Salcedo. This is a shirt from back in the day. So he liked pink because cancer awareness, breast cancer awareness. He likes boobs. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. It's the only pink shirt I had, so I was like, let me wear it in regards. But you know what, guys? As a matter of fact, since we're on the idea of the comic book realm, what I wanted to bring up actually, this is like a interesting subject. How do you guys feel about the Miss Marvel situation that happened a while back, where they were like they killed her, and now they literally just brought her back.
And old girl is writing it, right?
Yeah, Miss Marvel, the actual actress from the television,
I heard
is going
that.
to be a writer in the show.
I heard
she doesn't really have a
it's not a show.
Background.
It's not a show. It's a comic, and she's writing it.
Yeah, she's writing the comic book, but she has no writing background, and she even admits it. Like she's like, I've never written before, so I'm excited.
But listen, I haven't seen anyone more excited to be in the MCU than her in a long time.
See, that was my big thing. Is like she really does.
I really feel like she
Marvel
takes
universe.
this seriously. Like
she
she's
really
like, yeah, she takes like her job. I think she takes the role and even like the MCU as a whole very seriously.
Yeah,
which is a good thing.
Now,
I think that's what you would need.
On the opposite side of the spectrum, a lot of people are talking about, well, this is Marvel trying to get more sales for the movie and trying to fix this and that. Like, how do you guys feel about that? You think this is like a ploy to get people to want to go in that direction to try to buy into this? Because they're not right now. Comic books are pretty bad in sales again. But do you think that this is a ploy for them to get more people to go in that direction?
I would think so.
Is it a good or bad thing in your opinion?
I think it's. I guess it's a smart business move. I guess
yeah.
I don't. Again, she doesn't have any chops in writing comic books. But I mean, if I was trying to sell, a character that isn't as well liked as my other characters, then why not try everything you could do try to sell some comics. I mean, I guess.
Tricks. What about you, man?
What was the question?
Like, how do you feel about like the idea that Marvel is bringing in Imani to write the Miss Marvel comic book character, like that they're bringing her back as a mutant, like that they're bringing her in as a person to write the series out. One, bringing her in, I think it's fantastic. She does love the Marvel universe. She does like understand the character and the concepts and the stories, and she has some backstory to it. But like, how do you feel that Marvel might be using this to get people to try to go see the Marvels 2 movie because they think it's going to tank?
I have a feeling that they don't think it's going to tank, mostly because like it's a Marvel movie. People are going to see it just to see it anyway. The numbers, the money still is flowing in, even with their movies. So like that's not exactly like a good figure to rest your laurels on. But I mean, you know, like I have to be very, very like if I'm going to be completely objective about it, I have to be very reluctant that a kid with absolutely no comic writing background is going to be writing a comic. Like,
yeah, I don't really know how long the series is going to go.
There's a difference between being able to write a screenplay to writing a comic book. You know, those are two completely different mediums. You know, you're writing comic panels out. You're writing dialogue between two characters. Sure, a screenplay, like you're doing this. I mean, you're setting this up for a couple of hours.
Let me ask you, Triggs, not to cut you off. I want to ask you a question. What do you think is more difficult to write, a screenplay or a comic book issue? Or
I think they're both equally hard in their own right. I really couldn't go one or the other, mostly because I don't know how to write one or the other. Like, you know, I mean, that's like telling a 3-year-old what do you think is harder, riding a bike or driving a car?
True.
You know, like, you know, like it's. I'm not going to say it's apples to oranges, but it's like green apples to red apples, if that makes any sense.
It does. I can see someone's reservation about it. I totally get it.
And I am reserved. Like, I am very, very reserved. But I do like that, like, she has a hand in it. Yeah. Which means that she's going to have a lot more say and pull in her character moving forward in the MCU. I think in the past 2 years, there probably isn't anybody on the face of the planet that has done more research, that has given a fuck about Miss Marvel than that kid. So why not give her a shot? Like, we all got to start somewhere. You know, every time we did something the first time, it was our first time.
And the other thing that like I wanted to touch base on is like a lot of people that don't really know about how comic books and film and how it all works together. A lot of people don't even know, like, Paul Dano, the guy who played the Riddler, wrote the prequel cursor to the Riddler character in the comic books also for the Batman movie. There was a comic book that was released and he wrote the precursor in developing the character into the film.
Which is cool, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would like to know what, if any, background he has in writing.
Yeah,
like,
because I think
I don't know if he's ever done
screenplays
or if he's ever done any kind of writing outside of like his film, you know, his acting career. Because if he has, then awesome. You know, like, at least you have a writer who understands I'm not going to say the steps, but what you should kind of like shoot for when you're trying to put together a compelling story.
And right? I think also, like, in course wise for college, I think writing for film is actually a course study that you have to do in that platform to be able to graduate in that structure of film development and stuff. So like, if you're going to college for that, I know that that's a course you take, like kind of like an elective writing class. So they have to have some type of understanding about how to write scripts, and then they're around them all the time. So they get that idea to, like, you know, it's not like she doesn't have the resources to call a friend who writes for other shows, like to kind of give her pointers or whatnot. And it's
even
Marvel
her own writing team. You know,
I was going to say, like, Marvel's not going to just be like, okay, well, here's some paper, like, write us a story. We'll see you in 3 months or whatever. You know, they're not going to have it do like that. They're going to have her meet and sit down with people and kind of tell her like what arcs are coming up and what assets they can use and stuff like that. So I'm kind of excited. I mean, Imani's a really interesting character. I think, in my personal opinion, she's probably the most excited thing that I'm waiting for Miss Marvel 2, the Marvels movie. She's probably the most exciting character that I'm kind of excited to see in that film.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm kind of more excited to see her than the other ones.
Over Monica Rambeau?
Monica Rambeau's character is cool, but it's like there's not really a lot of structure to go off of her character without the comic books being involved, right? Like, and it's like, okay, like Monica Rambeau's character reminds me a lot of the way like Wesley Snipes did Blade, where like one moment he's very stoic, but then like if he kind of breaks character to be like the dude in a regular time period, he's like, what the fuck or whatever. Like Monica Rambeau kind of had that same attitude in the WandaVision show. So to see her step up into the film, I'm a bit interested, but Imani's character, I kind of like, I want to see what they're going to do because I think it's time for like the Young Avengers to make their approach in the series. Mm-hmm. So like, I want to see how well she does in the big screen rather than a television show. If that makes any sense to this. But how do you guys feel about the new Marvels trailer? Did you guys get to check it out?
I did.
Yeah. Yep.
What'd you guys think?
Today.
We're gonna check it out today together, all of us right now. I'm gonna look that bitch up right now.
Yeah, I'll save my
review
for after. Yeah.
Get this real quick. What do you guys Nick Diaz Jake Paul or what?
Gives a shit.
No, are you guys not gonna check that out or what? A little too.
I will never be enamored by these dumbass fights, bro. Ever.
You know what I was telling my fighters the other day that it reminds me of like the new age celebrity death match. Remember that claymation shit back in the day on MTV?
No, celebrity death match was fucking awesome.
Oh, it was that was a baller show.
This shit.
That's what this reminds me of. Just a bunch of random dudes fighting each other, real stupid. All right, let's check it out. This is the Marvels trailer number 2. This is giving us a little bit more of the backstory. Let's check it out.
Carol Danvers
just created this fucking trailer.
Nick Fury, my favorite one-eyed man of interest.
Awesome.
How goes it out there?
You know, cold, no air, space. Captain Marvel, the Annihilator.
That's Tom Hiddleston's wife, right? Yeah, that's his wife.
Returning the favor.
I wonder what those are.
What is happening to me?
What do you guys think that the reason why their powers are all connected that way?
Our light-based powers.
They tell you right now.
Places whenever we use them.
She's engaged to Tom Hiddleston.
She's engaged to him, their fiance. They have a baby together, I think.
And Kamala. Who's Kamala? Hi. She can turn light into physical matter, which I have never heard of.
I could totally show you.
No!
Is that what her power is? You never really get an explanation of what her power is.
That's not what it was in the comic books. So what does it matter?
She's targeting every planet we call home.
Why is she not blue like the Kree?
I would never choose.
Because she's not those kind of Kree.
You are not the only thing standing between this and the universe.
Oh my god, we're a team.
I mean, why
of course
wasn't
we got
Marvel?
cats. Why not cats, right?
Higher.
Further.
Faster.
Who's that good kid, Gus?
Hey, it's that dude from Secret Invasion.
Yo, we're getting a lot of Sam Jackson, bro.
I'm happy.
I can't.
Those suits look horrible.
Huh?
Monica Rambeau's suit looks horrible.
You don't like it?
No,
I thought all their costumes look great.
that looks horrible.
Okay. I mean, I see it. But that's a Kree suit though. Isn't that the Kree emblem?
Yeah,
Who cares, dude?
Yeah, I don't like that suit.
But it looks like all the people that are wearing. All right, screw that, boys. We're talking about this. How do you guys feel about the trailer? How do you feel about the movie? What are we looking forward to? What are we not looking forward to? Tell me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't impressed by that trailer. But I am gonna watch this movie. I don't know, but I would like to say that I'm probably the only one here that was a fan of
The first one.
Monica Rambeau in WandaVision, the Marvels, and Miss Marvel. So like I'm excited to see all these characters come back. Like I think the CGI in here looks a little bit wonky, but I'm pretty sure they'll clean that up. And the suits I'm not a fan of, but I mean I'm interested. I want to see it.
Sweet. I mean, I was a fan of Monica Rambeau. I thought she did an amazing role in the WandaVision show.
Yeah.
For her to come in, and I was really excited because I was waiting for them to shoehorn in Blue Marvel, and I'm still waiting for that because I think he's a fucking awesome character. So that's what I'm kind of waiting for, and I thought this would have been a perfect opportunity for them to bring him in, but apparently not yet. What about you, Triggs?
I mean, I'll watch it. You know, like I'm not gonna say that this is like gonna be one of those where I'm like, oh my fucking god, I like need to see this movie.
Yeah, it looks better than Quantumania.
Subjectively, but you know, I mean, it's cool, dude. You know, like I'm more of a fan of it for Iman Vellani. You know, I really liked her character in Miss Marvel. So, and that's because I could give a fuck about Miss Marvel in the
as a
comic
character
books.
in general.
Yeah, and you know, and I despise Captain Marvel, so like she's literally my biggest selling point.
Yeah, I kind of don't feel as like I don't feel as bad about it this time around. Like I think the trailer looks all right. It looks kind of fun. I'm hoping that for me I'm kind of getting like
I don't think this trailer sells it. I don't think this trailer sells anybody though.
Yeah, I mean, but it's because we don't really know what to expect. The characters are so far like dismembered from the Marvel universe in the comics and in everywhere that it could literally be up in the air on what they do and it not even matter. Like literally, like name anything that these three characters are doing in this time period in the comics. Like, I mean, I can maybe understand Captain Marvel, but like Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, like she's out there fuck all doing, I don't know. And then Monica Rambeau's character is even more like risque because she's not really used too much other than when they did all new, all different, when they brought her in for the Ultimates comic and stuff like that. So it's just very difficult because there's really nowhere to go. Like, it's like, okay, cool. Like, what have we heard? The female in this has the other band. Okay, well, I don't even care about that band because I don't even know what it does in general. Right?
Well,
like, okay.
Yeah, you do, because they just gave you a whole show about what the band does.
Just right now in the trailer, right?
No, the entire Miss Marvel show was about the band. What are you talking about?
But what was it about? Like, what was the actual thing about the band that I had to care that it did throughout the universe?
It was literally the entire show was about that band.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I know what the show is about, but I'm telling you, like, what is the overarching thing about the band itself?
Your statement was you don't know what the band does. You don't know what it does. You just saw an entire show about what it does. Like you may not have a definition of what it does, but you know the power set. You know what it does.
I know what the powers do. But what I'm saying is, like, from the show, what do I need to care about the bands other than that they give this chick superpowers? Like, what makes them important? Like, that's what I'm asking. And that I mean, that's literally all I'm asking. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't know anything other than that about the bands. I know from the trailer and the show.
That's all anybody knows about it. I guess we're going to get more involved when we watch this movie.
Okay. So, yeah, like, I mean, because that's the thing is, like, they made it to where the entire television show about Miss Marvel was her needing to learn the power of the the Negabands is something that we're still kind of waiting on for them to kind of like tell us that's what they are.
That's what I'm saying. We're all in the same position, waiting to find. But when you say you don't know anything about the bands, I would have to strongly disagree. We have a whole show where it's explaining to you what the power sets are of these bands and what they kind of do.
Do you think that's true though, Rick? Like, that's interesting on what he put. He says, and we'll get it to where Kamala won't actually need them to use her powers.
I mean, she is a mutant, so I guess I don't know. Maybe
that's interesting. That's really crazy. Perhaps the bands unite all the powers of the Marvels, and you see that's where I'm confused because I don't know how the Infinity Stone connects to. Well, I know how the Infinity Stone connects to Monica Rambeau's powers because of Wanda, because she was created from the Infinity Stone also. But I don't know where that correlates to Kamala Khan and the Negabands or just the bands in general being connected to the Infinity Stones. Because what it looks like is they're trying to kind of make this weird like quantum entanglement, which what did she say? Captain Marvel, she absorbs energy. Monica Rambeau sees energy and was totally blown away that the fact that Miss Marvel's character
Can manipulate it.
can manipulate light. They said light, right?
Mhm.
Which I don't know where that trips her out when she just saw whole ass Wanda, fucking warp reality into whatever the fuck she wanted in a whole ass season. Like, I would have been more tripped by that. Someone switching some light around would fucking be okay, but as long as it's not Wanda level. And what do you guys feel about the whole like the overarching thing was that Miss Marvel is like this destroyer and that she's going around stopping this chick and like destroying planets. I think I was telling you about it off center where I was saying that there are some like the incursions are going to play a point because all of this has to did y'all see Oppenheimer? No, we haven't seen it, Jeremy. You're not late at all. We're here really early.
Just in time, actually.
Yeah, you're just in time. We're talking about the Miss Marvel's trailer that just dropped yesterday. Asking people on what their opinions are and stuff like that, and just kind of talking about it, deliberating. I'm casually excited for this. I want it to be good. I'm not excited for the musical part. The cats thing I don't quite understand. I think it's just going to be some witty, funny banter that they're going to put in the show.
That's just going to be a nod to the first Captain Marvel film.
Yeah, because of that cat.
I'll tell you out right now. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like I would not at all look into that any more than face value.
You know what? As a matter of fact, Jeremy kind of got that right on the point. I don't know. It looks kind of fun. I'm kind of getting like the Ragnarok trailers vibes before the movie drop, where like it just looks like it's just a silly, over the top action kind of movie, and I'm not at all against it. I think the first Marvel's movie or the first Captain Marvel movie was a little bit took itself too serious because it was a good origin story. And I kind of want some comedy to this, and I think it can work that way. Imani from her own show, she had her comical moments too, that she was a pretty funny cat. So like seeing her interact with Brie Larson and Monica Rambeau, I think is going to be really good. So yeah, I'm not too shitting on this. I'm kind of up in the air for this. So I'm excited. 10 out of 10. I'm ready for it. If you guys are waiting for the
I think that's a win, bro. I mean,
yeah,
shit, man.
I mean,
the
I'm
Marvels,
not, dude, I
the
told
Marvels
you,
slipped through the cracks there, man.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not trying to shit on nobody's
That
work,
is
man.
definitely one of those that I did not see. I did not see
I'm
that
not
one
trying to shit
coming.
on nobody's work, man. I have
not
a feeling
You literally shit on everyone's work
when it sucks. This didn't look as bad. This didn't look
I'm
as
not
bad.
going to shit on anyone's work unless it's bad. Then I'm going to tell you it's.
I'm
bad.
just saying that the pace,
You're
even the
literally
song
making a career out
"Intergalactic"
of
by
it.
the Beastie Boys, like that was a good call. This entire movie right now so far reminds me of my favorite scene from Captain Marvel, which was her fighting the Skrull in the ship. Like that whole scene where she's running around screaming at him, fighting him. Like, man, I laughed my ass off so many times at that scene. Yeah. I thought it was so funny. Her like kind of like figuring out her powers, kind of being clumsy, not being too serious, just having a good time. Yeah, that's what I kind of feel about this one. So I'm kind of excited to see it. And I think Marvel needs a little bit more of this, where it's like just a straight up fun superhero movie. Cool. I think he needs to go back to those roots. I really do. But yeah, good shit, boys. What else we got on the oh yeah.
I mean, since we're here and they're talking about it in the chat, I mean, why keep them waiting, man? So
guys, how have you heard about
Barbie and Ops?
Barbie and the Ops.
Yeah, Barbie and Ops, dude.
So how you guys hearing about this stuff? Is it going good? Is it going bad? What do you guys think? What are you hearing? What's part of the grapevine when it comes to the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer?
And I want to hear in the comments what you guys think about it. I know
a good amount of people went to go see this shit open night.
Yeah,
a lot of motherfuckers went to go see this.
Yeah, I know that
a
couple people have seen this movie already.
I'll put up Gilbert's. He's Ken enough, boy.
Ken enough.
I
don't know what the fuck that means, but all right.
No, that's what Ken says at the end of the movie, that he's enough. He's Ken enough.
Yo, you want to know a fun fact that I just learned today?
Shoot.
Is that there's only 19 true IMAXs in the country.
Yeah.
19?
19.
Where are they at?
There's like a 99.9% chance that if you were watching a movie in IMAX, it wasn't truly IMAX. You paid the extra money for no fucking reason.
Those motherfuckers. Where are the 19?
It's because there's like a particular aspect ratio that
It's
like
a 70
yeah,
millimeters.
It's a 70 millimeter, but it's also like a particular aspect ratio that IMAX is shot in that like gives you like
guys
a true
are in
depth.
Texas, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the only ones
I bet it's like in Dallas or some shit.
Texas is
Houston.
Dallas and San Antonio.
San Antonio.
We
San
got
Antonio
cheated,
and
boy.
Dallas. Those are the only true technical
70 millimeter,
IMAXs.
70
Robert
70
Jeremy got
millimeters.
cheated.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Put us in the comments section what you guys think of the movies. If you saw, I mean, I need to know which ones. I can't be like 10 out of 10 masterpiece because then I think you're talking about Barbie.
All right, so do you guys want to split this up? You want to go just start with Barbie first? Like, because I think we could probably just knock that out real quick, right?
Well, I mean, dude, we can knock it out pretty quick because I really haven't seen the movie.
None of us have.
I didn't see Barbie. I'm not gonna watch fucking Barbie either way.
Why not?
Oppenheimer.
Why
I mean,
aren't
it's
you
not my
gonna
kind
watch
of
Barbie,
movie.
bro?
I'm not a big fan. I mean, I never, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm wearing a pink shirt, but like
I was gonna say,
I support everybody in their call for it. I think it's funny and cute. But
what do you guys say about everyone that's watching it and saying that the feminist agenda is a little bit too much for them? What do you guys think about that?
I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. It's
I
a
would
hard
need
call.
to watch the movie to really be able to give an opinion on that.
Okay. Yeah.
Outside of that, then it would just be subjective, opinions and
Opinionated. I
like,
wouldn't say subjective. I'd say opinionated.
No, it is subjective because like I don't know anything about it. Like I haven't seen it, so and so like I would just be seeing it from other people's point of views, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather be able to see it myself, say like, okay, I see where they're coming from. Yeah, I kind of saw like a feminist agenda getting kind of being pushed, blah blah blah. Like I know that there is like a bit of a stab at Zack Snyder's toxic masculinity or some shit like that. But there was reports on that. Yeah. I don't know in what manner, in what way that was done. Someone in the comment section, if you've seen the movie, please, highlight that particular scene, that way I can get a little bit more context to it. But past that, man, I don't really have an opinion on it. One, it did not appeal to me. I didn't grow up playing with Barbies or Kens.
Exactly.
I grew up playing with Power Rangers. So this is like, I'm not the demographic whatsoever for this movie. Yeah. I'm in the right age group for it, but I'm not the demographic for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't have kids who would have been playing with shit like that.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you. But here's my thing, right? So a lot of people are
thank you, Jeremy.
A lot of people are really pissed off about the agenda of this movie, or what seems to be the agenda of this movie. Because again, we none of us have seen the movie, so we can't really speak about that. But my thing about that is this: I'm a minority in this country, and I love having representation. I love having movies that speak to me that it may not speak to other people. Like I like having that on the big screen so that I can watch it and enjoy it and all that stuff. So if I feel that way, and this movie is speaking, to the feminism in the world, I'm all for it, man. And on the opposite side of that, we have another movie out right now called Sound of Freedom, that by all intents and purposes is geared towards the right wing and the conservatives. So I don't see the same outcry for that agenda being pushed as much as the Barbie agenda being pushed. So why can't everybody just have their own space? We live in a country where we have, the freedom of speech.
Dude, and and I don't at all mean
great.
I don't at all mean to cut you off, man. But I've been hearing like a lot of stuff like when it does come in regards to Sounds of Freedom, and a lot of people believe that it's being silenced because of its like subjection to pedophilia,
sex trafficking.
and sex trafficking and stuff like that. And that's why like Hollywood being part of the Illuminati and shit like that, and they're kind of like,
did you just throw up the Illuminati sign, bro? They about to call you, bro. They about to call you. Watch out, bro. Watch it, bro.
Right, dude.
Watch
Biden's gonna be like, I need your location. FBI is gonna be
watch
like,
yourself,
he's a scroll.
That's some wild shit you just
The
did.
reptilian.
Yeah.
He's a reptilian.
And but yeah, man, you know, I know exactly what you mean, especially when it comes into the context of Sounds of Freedom. I've heard that the problems with that are a little bit more, not the fact that it's like conservative or right wing, but just the subject matter in which it deals with. That people are like either saying that it's being hidden or trying to push down, and no one's talking about it. You know, like this is a big passion project for Jim Caviezel.
But not only that though, like it's being pushed. And so Alex is saying it's not political. I'm not saying that it's a political movie. I never said it was a political movie. I'm just saying that it was geared.
You said it was right.
It's geared. It's geared towards the dog whistle, if you will, for the conservative people in this country or in this world. And it's being backed by Mel Gibson, Donald Trump, the QAnon people. So even though it's not political, it's still being pushed and having a certain narrative surrounding by it. That's what I mean by that. So, and by all means, they can have that. Like they're where you're just gonna crunch your fucking nasty ass pork rinds right in my fucking ear, right?
Right, dude. The fucking disrespect, dog.
Anyway, so
that's right. Mute your mic, goddammit.
That's why you belong in jail. You belong in jail for doing
away
that,
the motherfucking
you belong in jail for that, by the way. But yeah, no, everyone should have their space to speak to whatever core group they want.
Thank you very much, Jeremy.
I don't have any problems with that whatsoever. So if you guys have a problem with Barbie, you guys should have a problem with fucking Sound of Freedom. If you don't, then you should just keep it even around the whole board, man. Let the feminists of the world have their fucking movie. Let the right wing, the conservatives of the movie have their fucking, of the world have their movie. Like it's okay, bro. It's all right, man.
I'm gonna kind of push against that and say that with Barbie, it's kind of like a sci-fi world where Sounds of Freedom is bringing awareness to an actual situation that's happening worldwide. That's been a horrible thing for years and years and years. And
I don't see how that makes a difference. It's still speaking to a core group, regardless on what the movie is about or the writing or the acting of it. I don't think that makes a difference. I think it's still speaking at the end of the day, the crux of my argument here is that it's speaking to a certain demographic.
So you think there's only a small demographic of people that should support the fact that there's sex trafficking going on and people are raising awareness? Shouldn't everyone be against that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I mean,
but being that it's
getting support from a certain demographic.
Exactly.
A lot of people are choosing to not support it, even though it has a purpose of, bringing awareness to save millions of children. It's a really weird gray area to kind of be like, for them to want to die on that footstep and be like, nah, I don't support this shit because fuck Trump or whatnot. It's like, well, I mean, it is a real thing that's going on.
But why can't you denounce it and not watch the
just fucking do that?
But why can't you denounce it and not watch the movie? Why do you have to watch? Like, why you have to watch the movie and then support it to say, oh well, I think this is a bad thing. I don't believe that.
I don't know. Is that a thing though? Like, are people doing that part?
I'm just answering the question that you kind of proposed. It's like you're saying, well, is this a bad thing? Do you believe that? Why doesn't everybody believe that this should be something that we all believe in? It is. I just don't want to watch the fucking movie. So, because it's to me, it's dog whistling the wrong people that I don't want to align with. I can have a view that I don't like pedophilia and child trafficking, but under no circumstance do I want to stand on the same side as certain people.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
So I think and again, if that's the dog whistle, that's what the narrative people want to push. That's fine. Like I'm cool with that. I don't ever have to watch the fucking movie, but like I just don't want to get the lines blurred on where I stand on certain things.
Yeah, because I don't really know like where it all sits. Like when this movie Sound of Freedom, like I haven't even seen that movie. Like I've heard about it and I know what's going on. I mean, I've told you before, I'm into like the whole conspiracy shit. So like the fucking fucking Epstein Island and all that shit. Like that was no surprise when people found out he fucking killed himself and they were like, whoops, like committed suicide. Nobody believed that shit. So everyone knows that there's some dark, dirty, secret shit that's going on in the world. But like, what I want to know is in the sense of distribution and Hollywood and all that stuff, like who is there to be like, nah, fuck that movie. I'm not going to put it out because fuck that side of the politics stance and stuff. It's like if you're trying to raise awareness for an actual situation, doesn't matter what side politically you stand on, because there's an evil in the world. Like you should just be like, well, you know,
some things are out the realm of politics.
Like and I kind of feel like this would be one of them, but like I get it. So like there must have been some pushback against these people with this film that were like, well, we're not going to distribute your film. So like I've seen like this weird stuff in shorts where it's like theaters are like an hour behind or the sound's not working. Have you heard about all this shit yet?
Again, so no, it's stuff. And I honestly think it's the way that it's being marketed. It's being the main character had said some shit that people don't necessarily agree with. And it's being backed by people that a lot of people don't necessarily agree with. So it's going to get some pushback. Like, I don't understand the confusion about that. Like, yes, child trafficking is bad.
It's fucking bad, yeah.
But the marketing and the push from the people that are trying to push this shit, it's not gonna get the traction you think it's gonna get. Yeah. It will from the core audience, and that's where I'm stemming from, the core audience. But other than that, like, it's gonna fall on deaf ears, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the full on totality of what this movie's even about, the Sound of Freedom thing. I just heard that it was a movie about the sex trafficking stuff, and I thought it was like Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington stuff when they were trying to push against that before they met their untimely demise.
No, it's about a secret agent. Sorry, it's about a special agent in one of the acronym, agencies who basically
ABC boys,
who basically leaves the agency to combat child trafficking.
Disney owned the rights to this movie, the Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, they would not.
Is that real?
They would have not released that movie. They might have owned the rights, but they would not have released.
Disney owned the movie.
From what I remember reading is that they tried to shop this a lot. Like, a lot of people passed on this movie.
It has actual footage from the actual trafficking.
A lot of companies, a lot of studios passed on this movie.
Why though?
Dude, I mean, this movie made it onto the Sean Ryan show. And for anybody who's like, Sean Ryan's ex-CIA contractor. He's also a former Navy SEAL. This guy's like really, really big in like the like military community and stuff like that.
Is it safe to say that people on the left don't like him, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
so is it good or bad that it made it on that show?
He's very pro 2A. He's very like
they saved 200 kids in the country they were filming during filming.
So I can see where, even though there is now, see, listen, that's what's going to get lost in the whole thing is like these facts, which are dope, is fucking awesome, but it's gonna get lost in the fact that it's being backed by certain people in their past. It's gonna get lost in translation. Like, no one's gonna want to see that, or certain people aren't gonna want to see
just
that.
Based on hate,
just based on their general feelings about certain people,
based on hating them because they just hate those people enough that they don't want to support them.
I'm just saying,
principal photography began in 2018.
I'm just saying that you take any person that you don't like,
hate, yeah, spade to spade, hate. You can say hate, it's fine.
I don't sugarcoat. I don't think there's many people that I hate. I don't think I hate anyone that's involved in the making of this movie. I don't hate anybody, and I don't hate anybody that's advocating it either. But I also don't think that it's something that I want to support personally.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not looking for people to support it or not. I am a conspiracy guy, and I think the government's always out to get us. So like, I believe in the whole like protect the children and all that movement and stop sex trafficking. That's been a horrible thing for years. And the whole, follow the red shoes down the rabbit hole, Hollywood sex scandals with children, like all of that stuff for years. Like, I've been a huge advocate telling people like, oh, go watch this. But I sound like such a nutcase telling people. And it's so easy to discredit a dude who like, oh, I run a podcast and I fucking teach people how to fight. Go watch this because of my education in politics and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense. I don't have any fucking value in that as a person. But you have a military guy here that has like legit evidence and video and has done a million fucking cases and stuff. And now he's out there fighting this war, this invisible war, saving children and stuff. And fucking bless his heart, dude. And sucks that there's people that just don't like him because of who he's associated with, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to get too far into that because then I'm going to go all conspiracy and talk about Macaulay Culkin and fucking and Ellen DeGeneres and all those people. We don't want to get into this conversation.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, dude. We're not going to get all conspiracy, guys.
Yeah,
but
just
yeah,
fucking leave the podcast.
but you know, yeah, MK Ultra and shit. We're about to get way fucking deep into this motherfucker, dude. But you know what, guys? As a matter of fact, on that movie, like, have you heard any good things about it or bad things? Like,
I heard it was a good movie.
Okay, good.
I mean, I know that this is probably Jim Caviezel's come out and said that this is the most important movie he's ever done. Like, this is probably the most important movie that he'll ever make. You know, Jim Caviezel played Christ. You know, for people
that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot when you played fucking Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus out there saving the kids, dude. Like, he's living a dream, man.
And it was also a Mel Gibson movie, by the way.
Yeah. You know, Mel Gibson's a hoss, though, dude. Like, he's out there putting finger on people. He's like, I like cheeseburgers, but fuck child predators and shit. And
yeah,
all
but
the
he's also like a
Hollywood.
huge racist. So, like,
yeah, I mean.
He also hates
Jews, and that's what I'm saying. So when you have someone that's very divisive, like Mel Gibson, so you may like him,
yeah.
But a lot of people in the world do not like Mel Gibson. So when you have someone like Mel Gibson back in this movie, it's going to turn people off. That's what I'm saying. It's going to turn a lot of people off, and I can't blame them.
That's why I knew. I was letting you cook. Like, I was letting you cook, and I knew that's exactly what you meant. You know, like this is being backed by a lot of people who are. Very divisive,
like you said, hated. So yeah, I see it. He just told you why, because Mel Gibson is a very divisive person. That's
he's come out and said that he hates Jews.
Are you not aware of Mel Gibson?
No, I don't pay attention to people and their stuff like that.
No, dude, you're like what 10, 13 years ago? Like, he came out got super drunk and he was just basically bashing Jews.
That's the burgers thing that I said.
He's bugging, bro.
Where his daughter recorded him eating fucking on the floor and shit like that.
No, that wasn't him.
That was Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson had a moment like that.
No, that was David
Hasselhoff.
No, it wasn't. It was one of the Baldwins. That was one of the Baldwins, I think, that did that.
No, he shot someone in the set of Rust.
No, okay, whatever. Anyway, we're getting lost in this. Mel Gibson's a piece of shit. And a lot of people aren't going to like him. And he's back in this movie 1000%. So is Donald Trump. Now, do you need me to explain to you why people don't like Donald Trump? Do you need me to do that?
I guess, people have their own reasons.
Exactly. But but you are aware people don't like him, though, right?
Yeah. I'm aware people don't like all politicians.
So when you have Chris, but we're talking about like the politician of all politicians that people don't like.
I know,
so it's like when you have these type of people that are backing your movie, it's going to turn some people off.
True. Yeah, I could understand that.
And that's unfortunately like one of the biggest problems that this movie is coming up against.
Yeah.
You know, which I completely understand, but the subject matter itself should be should really be the highlight of people's opinions, not who's backing it. I understand why they are having large reservations about it, and that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Let's move forward, because we have some more fucking great shit. Like, dude, we have the fucking One Piece trailer that we also need to watch.
Yeah. And then not only that, I wanted to know.
Stupid. But
not only that, I wanted to hear about people's experiences with Oppenheimer in theaters and stuff. Is it Oppenheimer?
Yes, you said it correctly. Oh my god!
It's literally written right here. Like,
yeah,
you wrote this, but you wrote it though,
and he actually pronounced it correctly.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
There's no F's in there though.
Yeah, I keep thinking that there's an F where the H is, so that's why I say Oppenheimer. But yeah.
But when you say the
people's experiences with that film, because of course the biggest selling point was like the giant explosion, which Christopher Nolan literally recorded, like just literally a giant explosion, and got this whole entire concept going on. There was, of course, the re-education of people not knowing about Project Paperclip, and of course, scientists and people that were working for the government who were Nazis that were changed.
What do you mean Project Paperclip? You know, it was called the Manhattan Project, right?
No, Project Paperclip was the project that was after World War II. All the scientists that were brought into the United States was a project that was brought in where they were bringing Nazi scientists and people who are Nazi propagandists to work for the United States. That was Project Paperclip. Yeah, and then they allowed them to be in the government and work, and so they don't have to be war criminals as long as we're getting
Nazi hour guys.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, and one of the subsequent projects that they worked on was the Manhattan Project.
Yeah, that was 80%, 90% all the scientists.
Which was exactly what Oppenheimer is about. It's specific. I mean, almost entirely about the Manhattan Project.
All right, so
so what's the story about?
Yeah, so we're getting this history thing, but are we watching this? Are you guys
I promise you I will. I'm gonna watch this, later on this weekend.
You're gonna watch the fuck out of this, aren't you?
Yeah, dude. For one, this is Christopher Nolan. Dude, this is Christopher Nolan. I fucking love Christopher Nolan's movies.
There's a part of me that doesn't want to watch it because I don't
like this movie, man.
Man, fuck.
I mean, because everyone's gonna glorify the fuck out of this movie for its awesomeness and masterpiece and all this stuff. There's a whole culture that got disintegrated underneath this tyrannical movement of science. And that's why I'm not really in support of this kind of film. Like, I hope
Chris kind of on the other end of that.
Yeah, it's so sad, dude. I was talking to Christella, my best friend, and Robbie in the comment section. Biggie went to go see it yesterday.
They saw it.
And Christella left and she was like, I had a huge fucking headache just from the way the movie was. Like, she was close to the screen and like the flames and the lights, and it really got to her. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
That Icarus meme?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Icarus meme?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I saw that.
It's Icarus when he flies into the sun.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
But it's Oppenheimer like during the explosion.
So far, my favorite meme about it's been the emo with the atomic bomb in the back. It's the same Icarus meme, but it's just like the Elmo with his hands open and the big atomic bomb in the back. And I was like, yeah, then it's because it's showing that at the theater, like one dude bought one seat, like right in the center in the first row. First row, dude. I was like, geez, dude.
I would be that. I would be Icarus, dude. Just
that's got to be like the worst headache ever doing that explosion.
Dude,
I'm just fucking.
I'm gonna down like fucking 13 ibuprofens before I go see.
My problem is that I'm gonna get bored. There's not going to be enough action to keep me entertained. It's going to be extremely boring. I'd rather just
you're the second person that I've heard say that. Christella said she got bored of it. There was so much talking. There was very little excitement. Like, it was a lot of deliberation and just, drama. It was a drama.
Yeah.
So, but she said like once the fucking countdown started, you could feel the excitement. And then of course that there's something in the beginning with Pugh, that Florence Pugh chick. Or she
showed her tits.
They get some shit going on, yeah. They get some nudity, some stuff, and she was like, "There's excitement there because
you know what? On second thought, I actually might spring the $14 for that, bro. I'm joking.
I'm not. Like, yeah, boy. What's up, Dell? Man, good to see you in the comments, my man. Dell in the comments, what's up? And Jeremy puts, there is this one scene where President Truman was like, "Oh, we aren't bombing this part of Japan because we were honeymooned, there, and its culture is historical."
It's historical.
And I was like, bro, the whole fucking country of Japan is historical, my guy. Like, you bombed the fucking whole.
Dude, he's talking about the events being historical. Like historically accurate. Like, yes, President Truman did say that. He was like, we are not going to bomb
that part because that's why.
I think it was like Okinawa or something like that. Like that they were planning on somewhere way bigger than Hiroshima originally. It was like Okinawa, and they were like, no, we're not going to do that because we honeymooned in Okinawa.
Dell says in the comment section, is that real though? Come on, Dell. That can't be real. Dell says, did you hear that Cyclops is supposed to be trans in the new X-Men 97? News from SDCC.
We'll touch on that later.
But is that from the comic books though? Or is that for the cartoon? I don't know.
He just said that he was kidding.
Okay, dude. I was like, whoa, dude, this is wild, dude. This is wild. People just fucking yanking my shit, man.
Can't believe
I'm about to fall off my chair.
Yeah, I literally cannot believe you fell for that.
I was about to fucking fall off my chair.
But yeah, so I would be very concerned that I would be bored. So I would definitely just wait for it to come on streaming.
Me personally, I'm just not in support of the film itself because I know that there's a whole culture of people in Japan that probably are not happy a movie like this is being
it's all AI
brought out. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a large culture of the community in Japan, you know, that's their shit. I mean, that's their 9/11 in our situation. And I wouldn't feel comfortable with someone making a 9/11 movie in the factor of like praising, you know, the fucking Taliban for getting the fucking plane ready or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, well, fucking, they started it. You know, like, we had nothing to do with that war until Pearl Harbor was attacked.
So are we? So we're all in agreement. Triggs is gonna see it. I'm gonna pass.
I'm probably gonna pass.
Chris is gonna pass.
And more.
And all right, so Oppenheimer is a 1 out of 3.
Yeah, well,
that's fine.
No,
like,
I'm not saying that it's a bad movie. It probably fucking really good.
Like, if I'm gonna be like as blunt as possible about it, like I'm absolutely gonna see it because one, I think the science is cool. Like outside of like what actually happened and what the result is of that project, which by the way, completely against Obama for ever apologizing for that. That was stupid. The science itself is amazing. Like you're talking about nuclear fission splitting atoms. We had never fucking thought that was possible like 50 years prior. So the fact that like these men are doing it, you know, in the 40s is amazing. You guys got to remember 30 years earlier we discovered how to fly. And
no, that's understandable. Atoms. We were still on rotary planes, dude. The jet engine was created during World War II with the scientists and all the
exactly
the programming and science they were using.
Exactly. Yeah. And what did Wernher von Braun, former Nazi, or actually was a Nazi? Yeah,
it's the Nazi hour.
That shit don't leave you. But you know, and I even said don't even say former Nazi. But you know, like he was a Nazi.
Former Nazi.
Yeah, I mean he was a Nazi, and you know he worked very closely on that. He's the one who set up the delivery, you know, system that it was going to be a rocket. You know, and even then, his science, he never wanted his science to be weaponized. He wanted it to go to space.
Well, there you go, everyone. You got your feminism, and you got your Nazis, and you got your Nazis rolled into 1 hour. There you go, guys.
Damn, man. Listen, that motherfucker sent a lot of people to space, didn't he? Space of non-existence, man.
Listen, going off of that, I said that I'm gonna wait to watch it on streaming, hopefully maybe Netflix or whoever gets it. But speaking of Netflix, guys, this strike is
wild, man.
Going strong.
It is
heavy,
very much is
heavy
with Netflix at the spearhead of this. So, fellas, what's going on with the strike right now?
So actors have stepped in. I know they really haven't come to any kind of delegation or any deliberations that they've able to be coming in. But my biggest thing is I talked about this last week and I was like, dude, why don't these guys just man up, make their own studios and make their own shit happen? And we were saying like, nah, they can't do that. You know, well, not that they can't, but like you're fighting against a giant monster and they're just going to kind of like snuff you out in this situation. Right. And this week I ended up hearing what happened was Matthew McConaughey, right? Matthew McConaughey and who's that girl? The one that came out in the Queen something. What was the one she played? No, not the Queen's Gambit. She came out in not the Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland in part 2. She was the White Queen, Anna Hathaway.
Oh no, you're Helena Bonham Carter.
No, Anna Hathaway.
Oh.
Anna Hathaway. They got a waiver from the Screen Actors Guild. But a handful of projects starring Anna Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey, Rebel Wilson, and many more have been granted exemptions to resume filming. Did you guys hear about this?
I heard about one other project. It's called it's this religious show. It's about
45.
Fuck, dude. Let me.
If I find it, I'll tell you guys right now. Mother Mary.
That's not
among the exempt productions,
but it's close. It actually deals a lot with religion.
There's Mother Mary starring Anna Hathaway, Hunter Schafer, and Macaulay Culkin, Andrew Patterson, the rivals of Amazing Kings, starring Matthew McConaughey and Simon West action comedy Brideheart, starring Wilson. Other titles including the comedy Death of a Unicorn, which is Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. Mel Gibson's upcoming thriller Flight Risk, starring Mark Wahlberg, Brian Fuller. Action drama Dust Bunny with Matt Mikkelsen, Sigourney Weaver. Live action The Killer's Game with Sofia Boutella and Scott Adkins, badass. Dave Bautista, Ben Kingsley, and Ice Cube. That's a lot. Ishana Shaya Malan's debut fantasy horror movie, The Watchers, starring Dakota Fanning. Music biop, The Yellow Tie with John Malkovich and Sean Bean. And the wrestling drama Queen of the Ring with Emily Brett Rickerson, Walter Goggins, Josh Lucas, and Deborah Ann Wall.
Deborah Ann Wall.
And The Chosen. That's which follows the life of Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah, it's based on the Old Testament.
So those are the films that got waivers during the Screen Actors Guild. How? Like, how do those get the opportunity to get waivers?
I was reading on Chosen. There's a tweet by one of the actors, and it says that like they can do a little bit of filming if the actors choose to. But past that, I have no idea. They did not go into any detail. And
what are your guys' opinions? Like, now that we're a week into this shit, and the writers and the actors are still fighting them, and they're trying to ask these people who have literally cut every motherfucking corner to give them as little play as they wanted, and why are these people still fucking arguing about it? But why do you think these guys are still striking to get something out of these people?
I know. I mean, I understand why they're still striking, but I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
I think that's just a very broad stroke question. I have a question for you guys. Which of these streaming services do you think is in the black at the end of every year?
Hulu,
Netflix.
Those are your guesses, right? You guys guess anybody?
Hulu, yeah.
Anybody else? Triggs? Just Netflix, and that's it.
Well, I mean, I know that they're like one of the biggest perpetrators.
There's a lot of streaming services out there. Do you guys think any of them are profitable?
Profitable?
Yes, in the black, in the black.
Oh,
do you think they make a profit at the end of each?
No, I don't think really any of them are
fuck
making,
Netflix then. No,
profits.
absolutely not. Not Netflix then. I would have to say maybe like HBO.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Disney
and like Amazon Prime. I'd say.
The only one. Listen, I have the answer. The only one that's profitable is Netflix. The rest of them are in the red. They lose money every fucking year.
Yeah, I was gonna say like none of them. I mean,
which is the reason why Netflix is the one that everybody's having a fucking problem with, because they're the only ones that are profitable. Now, how are you gonna ask? And this is I'm just being objective. I'm just being objective here, right? How are you gonna ask these studios, these companies to dish out more money for a streaming service that makes zero money? How do you do that?
Especially when it comes to residuals, because I know that residuals is like a huge thing when it comes to both actors and writers.
Netflix is the only one that makes money, and so they're all going after Netflix. And Netflix is like, bro, we're barely making any fucking money. Like, we're making money, we're barely making any money. Like, how much do you expect us to give you? Like, we're giving you this because we don't have it. We don't got.
Man, I remember I talked so much shit about streaming services a while back because I was like, this is just like a stupid redo of what television is going to turn into, or what television was. You have all of these independent studios that make their own channels, and then they try to make their own streaming service, and everyone's like, oh yeah, dude, I'm going to get Disney, I'm going to get HBO. And then eventually you're just paying for each channel, where Netflix tries to work with each of those channels and bring in all their films as like a third-party distributor of a bunch of different studios, which is just fucking broadcast television. That's literally all it is just revamping broadcast television, because all of these channels were already somewhere. It's called TV. It was all on TV, and then TiVo, and then like you can watch whatever show you want. Like, it was all there, but people got greedy and they were like, you know what, HBO, I don't want to be part of broadcasting. Netflix is doing it. Redbox is doing it. I'm going to make HBO by itself, and we're just going to show HBO films. And it's like, great, dude, that's maybe 100 films. How far do you think that's going to take you in 365 days? Like no, you're gonna have to outsource to a third party company, and that's when they all started buying these entertainment companies. HBO bought out Cartoon Network and bought out Adult Swim and bought out like all of these little baby channels to try to fill up their subscription policies.
That's not answering my question though. Let's say you are let's say you are the executive at Disney. Let's say you are Bob Iger, right? You are in control of this fucking tanking system called Disney Plus. And the people that are in the actors that you're using and all that stuff, they're suing because they want more revenue from Disney Plus. Where is that?
Are they suing though?
They're striking.
They're suing.
They're
striking.
striking.
That's not suing. That's just them crying for more money.
All right. We're being all right, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You are Bob Iger. How are you going to do that?
Fuck. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I mean, he kind of put his foot in his mouth last week when he was like, well, we'll fucking wait until they starve. Eventually they're going to need money.
He doesn't have a choice, Chris.
Yeah, he doesn't have a choice. I mean, he can't. But then in the aspect too, then you have a bunch of like, what do you do when the production that is asking you for more money has tanked all of their films and TV shows and all the shit they're coming out with? No one likes it. And now they're coming out and they're asking you for more money when the numbers aren't even close to what they were 2 years ago.
They're not asking you for the movies. They're asking you for the streaming services specifically. That's the issue. The streaming services. So I'm asking you, Triggs, I'm asking you too. If you are the executive of a streaming service that is just tanking, you're making zero money. You all heard that Bob Iger had to sit there in front of the fucking the board, and with the predictions that he made that they were going to be making a profit by 2024, that's not going to fucking happen. How do you justify paying these actors more revenue from streaming services when you're making negative $0?
You close up your streaming service, you fucking send it to a third-party broadcasting television station, and you let them charge for it with the television channels. Back to TV. Back to TV.
Oh, no. Triggs.
What's up, D? Good to see you, man.
What up, D?
Can you guys hear me now?
I got you. I got you.
Okay. So that's basically a streaming service. You know, like that's essentially what TV is. It's a streaming service that you're paying for.
That's what I'm saying. It was already there.
Hold on.
Let him cook.
Yeah. The thing is, because like I have been following this pretty closely. Like, and the thing is that like it's not just one issue. It's several issues, right? One of the biggest outside of revenue is AI. Like a lot of actors can't make ends meet. And we're talking about like not just background actors, but like low level actors. All right. My sister happens to be speaking to a low level actor who actually came out in a really, really big movie, The Blind Side, and he's a fucking bartender in Austin, by the way. He's a bartender in Austin, and he's come out in a couple other things as well, somewhat high level things. But like, where's his money? All right. Now to like answer the question on, where are they supposed to get this money? Right. I get it. There's a lot of problems when it comes to money, but at the same time, there's also a lot of overextension when it comes to these companies as well. A lot of these companies overreached and now they're paying the price for it. That does not at all take away from the fact that you still should not pay your actors accordingly and give them basic necessities. Another large thing is that when it comes to the SAG, is that they have to be making $27,000 a year to be able to take care of their insurance medical needs. Mm-hmm. $27,000 a year. That's nothing in most places. That is below median income.
I do agree with you, and I think that's fucking horrible. But that's the life of an actor. Number one, I know you may not agree with my take on that, but that is the life of an actor. It is a gamble. It's not guaranteed. And do you not think the actors have to own some of that for not doing their due diligence or putting their faith in these companies that are just willingly spending this amount of money, not realizing that they're not profitable, that they're not going to be able.
Sometimes you just got to go where the work is, whether it's profitable or not. I mean, you're a bartender, right? Like, hold on. You're a bartender, right? Yeah. How many bars have you ever worked for that you knew were trash and you worked for them anyway because they still gave you money?
But that was because I was getting the money. If we're talking about me being underpaid, then I wouldn't work for them.
You don't work for them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't work for them. That's something different. I get what you're saying, and I do see the correlation. I do see where you're coming from. I just don't want it to be one-sided. I do feel for the actors.
I completely agree. Like you being completely objective on this, and I highly respect that. Really do. My thing is that like I see where they're coming from, and I do see where the studios are coming from. How does the studio pay out residuals on, like, because I mean, does anyone know how when one they're not getting a whole lot of money anyway, and on top of that, the people who are watching that, residuals come from ad space. That's how residuals are paid out. They're paid out through ads. So when you watch Netflix, you watch Hulu, Max, Paramount Plus, whatever the fuck, and you have ad tiers that you're no longer paying for, then how do you adjust for residuals on non-ad tiers, on streaming services that are not playing ads on the particular shows that you're watching? And then on top of that, not only are they paying licensing, and this is me now siding with, let me preface this is now me siding with the studios. How do you, you're paying licensing fees to keep these shows on your TV, on your streaming service. 2, you're also paying for, so you're not only paying ad space, but now like you're having to pay residuals. How do you track your residuals? What ad spaces are you putting into those? You're not putting any because you don't have any. There's no ad space for that. Depending on how, and even how the TV show was cut up originally, doesn't matter. We no longer have that space for ads. So how do you like track residuals outside of popularity of the show, and how do you track how many people
and honestly the popularity means fuck all when it comes to bringing in the fucking money. That doesn't mean shit, to be honest with you, at the end of the day, because a lot of these streaming services have had some of the biggest shows of all time, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not profitable at all. Chris, what do you think?
I think that the people that are making a lot of the choices are making their choices from their yachts and fucking top executive suites and shit, and that's where the money goes. You're putting pockets into people that do very little for the studios themselves, just going in, making a decision, and walking out. Those guys you never see a broke CEO. I'll tell you that. You never see one of them suffering to pay their insurance. You see them suffering to pay for their $1 million household. And those motherfuckers don't deserve what some of those actors are working for. You got a guy like Tom Cruise that's jumping off of cliffs and doing other stuff because he loves his passion and he's for it. But you got a lot of other actors that aren't about that shit. They just want to get easy pay. And that's the thing. It's hard to subjugate that to be like, okay, well, everyone across the board deserves to get this kind of money. Because it's like, well, how do you get people who are dedicated and who are not? How do you get people that are really, really about creating entertainment and creating and putting something out there that people want to see compared to people that don't give a shit about it? That's been my biggest thing, is the writer's strike is a good thing. I think people do deserve that idea of needing to be able to pay their insurance and all this stuff. But because of the fact that there's inflation and all this other stuff, $27,000 a year does not pay for that kind of stuff anymore. So that has to change, but that's already just litigation. The studios that are running these ops in the sense of like rules of what these people make, they're trying to do the minimal of what these people want. They just want to reach some type of agreement, and they want to go as little matter. Remember, these were the ones that were using AI against these people in the first place without even telling them. And now that they got busted, now they're like, okay, we'll stop. What do you guys want? What do y'all want? What do y'all want? And they're not going to give them what they want. They're going to give them the bare necessity of what they deserve. And that's the problem with the situation. You're dealing with a bunch of cutthroat people. My biggest concern is that a lot of these people need to just leave and create their own little independent studios and create and join a big team, 500-600 people, 1,000 people, put some of their money in, because I'm not saying Robert Downey Jr. is broke, but I'm saying he might have some money in the background if he really likes this movie shit, and put it down and hire some people and grow that business and build that economy.
Bro, he's got a fucking TV show. Homie's fine.
Well, that's the thing. It's he went, created his own thing, Like Vin Diesel created his own franchise, created his own studio, and he's making money and he's paying all those motherfuckers out of pocket. But he's doing it his way with no answer to nobody.
I get what you're saying, and I do think that's a great option, but that's not going to fix your problem. That's not going to take care of all the actors. That's not going to take care of everyone.
That's just what it is. It's either that or they just go sign a deal with the devil, just going back to the same people who they're going to have problems with fucking 12 years from now. The thing is that's just a product that we've placed because people wanted the easy conforming.
My problem is that I think that roadblock that you're speaking of is inevitable.
Nah, it's not inevitable. Disney's selling their shit right now.
I think it's inevitable, and they're trying their best to prolong it. I think whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and I think they realize that, and they're trying to salvage whatever they can in the meantime until this AI shit completely takes over, which I do think is going to happen.
It's the same thing that happened to that Bud Light shit. Like a lot of people thought,
oh shit.
No. Like it's one of those things. Like,
so much money because of that Bud Light.
Look at the backdrop that they got from the advertisement that they just did. They're almost in a situation where they're never gonna make it back. They're never gonna make it back. They wanted to do an advertisement, a very risky one, and they went through with it, and it didn't work. And it backfired so much that they're practically selling their beer super cheap because no one wants to buy it anymore. It has nothing to do about the taste. The taste has always been there. But it's just what people did not want.
Yeah.
And it's just what it is. And it's like a lot of people don't understand they have the power more than these companies. If you don't like movies, don't go to the theaters. What do you think is going to happen? I don't like the prices to the theaters. I think paying $15 for what we're getting for movies nowadays is way too expensive.
I just told you they were overcharging you for your IMAX experience, bro. That's just not even real IMAX, bro.
So what do you do?
Getting gypped.
You fucking have a bunch of people come together and say, cool, well, don't go buck and buy tickets. Don't go to the movies no more. For fucking 8 weeks, no one buy movie tickets. What do you think the movies are going to do? They're going to be like, yo, we're going to give away tickets for free for 2 weeks. Come back. Sign up for the subscription, $5 subscriptions, get free movie tickets. They're going to come up with every idea until they're going to buckle. And one of the two options they're going to have, change the price back to $10 or $12 or whatever the fucking price we felt comfortable with, or close the movie theaters.
Chris, it's hard to get two people to be on the same page. You're asking millions of people.
They found a way to divide us, man. They found a way to break us all apart to where like there's no clear and cut answer.
Do you know how many people there are in the Screen Actors Guild of America? 186,000 people.
I don't know where else.
That's my crux to your specific issue is that
is 186,000.
That's a lot of people. So your suggestions of making their own studios, that's gonna help like some of them. We're talking about a lot of fucking people, bro.
That's a lot of people to create their own independent
and not
revenue.
just actors. We're talking about production, voice actors. A lot of these people are not gonna make it into those studios that you're speaking of, those smaller studios that you're speaking of. They're not gonna make it, dude. So like, what?
And then on top of that, with what fucking money are
with
they
what
create
money?
What money are they going to create?
How much money do you think Robert Downey Jr. is gonna dish out for a fucking studio? And how many like and to get some of these big?
It's up to him and his passion and stuff. There's guys that do it right now and they make money. I mean, they find little things too. They, independent film people that work with Honda or Ford.
Yeah, but
but they're working.
Okay, you know what? Perfect example of an A-list actor who does shit tons of indie movies is Robert Pattinson. That guy does so many fucking indie movies, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Robert Pattinson donates to these projects.
I'm not saying he does.
He'll still pull out a Batman movie out his ass and make a shit ton of fucking
ton of money, man.
Yeah,
he knows where he gets his money from.
I mean, while that might be the case, I'm just saying.
I'm actually agreeing with you. That's the reason why he could do the fucking indie projects. It's because he will put out one of those big name movies. He'll make his money and then he could just chill.
But that's
and this is also the same guy who came out in Devil All the Time with Tom Holland. Tom fucking Holland, dude. I mean, that movie was amazing, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's technically like a little indie movie because I mean, that wasn't in theaters. That wasn't on the silver screen.
That's you claiming that it has to be the actors that are the ones putting it behind it. It's not. It's the studio that has to do that. The studio and the production company is what creates the studio. I just got done watching a video where Zachary Levi did an independent film for like $500, and he filmed with like a camera that was like $10,000.
But how many times you think that's gonna happen though?
No, I mean, yeah, it's a once in a lifetime thing that you get that one actor that's like, dude, I'm down.
This is also Zachary Levi, dude. His
Shazam, man.
No, this guy's also living off of residuals from Chuck.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you guys something. What do you think the studios do for now for making money?
For making money?
Yeah, what are they going to do to make money without these people that are willing to work?
They're not going to.
Simple
as that.
They have.
Fuck yeah, they're going to make money.
They probably have movies to last them this next year, so they're
going to sell them to fucking broadcasting companies and television, and they're going to use that to make money.
Yeah,
they're going to put it on television.
Listen, these companies are going to be fine.
Yeah, they're going to be absolutely fucking fine.
They're going to be fine. So
the actors are the ones that are going to take a shit and get shit on.
And that's where my concern is because the studios really don't have any incentives.
What's up, Cal? Union, by the way. Thank you for joining the stream.
The actors have no reason to get this done. The studios have no reason to get this done in a timely fashion. And they are so far apart in where they need to be. That's scary.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's one of those things, like the deliberation of the Screen Actors Guild and Writers Guild is going to be a long-going situation. But the thing is like, I know you had walked away a little bit, but like, what about these studios that are getting opportunities to get waivers to still create films? And that's because of the fact that I told you that there are independent studios that are out there that still have their own money, that are able to hire these bigger actors that are now out of work and need money. And so now, like, where they were getting,
when you say bigger actors, what are we talking about?
We're talking about literally. I just listed them off. We got Matthew McConaughey. What is it? Anna Hathaway. We got Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, Mel Gibson. We just talked about Mark Wahlberg, Brian Fuller, Mads Mikkelsen, Sigourney Weaver, Sophia Botella, Dave Bautista, Scott Adkins, Ben Kingsley, Ice Cube, Ishana. I mean, dude, the list goes on of how many.
Talking about Talking about
John Malkovich, dude.
Talking about people that are making millions of dollars for what or have been making millions of dollars for years. They can take years off of acting and be totally fine. What about
on top of that, dude? You know, Matthew McConaughey is a teacher in UT. Like, he's fine.
Matthew McConaughey.
You're getting excited and talking about people that are going to be perfectly fine if they don't make another movie in the next 10 years.
Yeah, because they have their finances off.
What about
but that's also what he's saying is that kind of destroys your argument. Like, these guys are like. These guys don't need the monetary. Yeah, these guys don't need the monetary means.
I'm not saying that it's cool or not. They're out there still creating opportunity by working. All they're doing is moving to another studio that's not a giant Hollywood studio, but they're out there still working for.
What about everybody else though? What about everybody else?
They go out there and they apply and they go out and they fucking work for those studios. Why can't they do it? They're going to get overshadowed by the bigger actors that are out there fucking them over for the roles and jumping into them too. So where does that put Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway and fucking Mads Mikkelsen? Where does it put those guys since they're out there getting these roles?
Maddie back to teaching.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the playing field is going to get smaller, right?
Yeah.
Just naturally. The net is going to get a lot smaller, significantly smaller, because these studios that you're speaking of, there's not many of them. There's not.
No.
So the playing field is going to get significantly smaller. So now it's going to be even tougher. And it's going to be even harder for these people that like you said, it's going to become a dog-eat-dog world, right? And it's going to be significantly tougher. I don't think that's the solution to the answer here.
What would be the solution then?
Figuring it out with these studios, because at least with the studios, you'll be able to create jobs for a lot more people.
But how do you create when there's nothing there? You said it yourself. How do you create jobs when they don't have the money to support that kind of situation?
I'm saying you have to figure it out. There's going to have to become a solution. I think that at some point the government may need to step in, because I don't see this shit getting fucking.
Well, that's the
figured out
thing. If
anytime-
you allow the
anytime soon.
government to step in here, you have to allow the government to step in across the board in everything.
Oh,
And
well.
that's been talks for
They
like
have
when
a
it comes to
hand in
housing.
They have a hand in
I've
just
said
about
this
everything
for a
anyway.
very, very long time
That's
because
the way it is. Then
right now, e-commerce in real estate has been pushed as a side hustle, and people are going out there flipping houses and then writing the flip up 30-40% of what the house is really worth because they're told that it's a way to side hustle. And it's been formulated that way by all these get rich quicks, pandering life coaches that are telling people to do side hustles. That's why it's been oversaturated, just like the film industry, just like every other industry. You need something to come in, not a union that tells people, well, I know you don't have the money, but pay everybody the same across the board. That's hard as fuck because then you're just going to drain the well super fucking fast. So you need to have something that puts a cap on top of it. That's what Dana White did with all the fighting, right? Dana White went off and brought in the 155 division of the UFC, you got 200 and something fighters, 185 fighters, but he only fights the top 20, maybe the top 10 every year. And then kind of dwindles a little bit of the top with the 155ers across the division. That's in every fucking aspect. But none of those fighters are fighting.
yeah.
So what do you do? Like, I mean, Dana White makes a fuckload of money. The brothers who own the UFC make a really fuckload of money.
But you're talking.
But all the fighters that are on the under thing that are not fighting, they're not making shit. They're all working at Walmart, Burger King. They're working other places because they're in the UFC.
That's the price that they've negotiated. That is the price that they put on their profession, on their
Isn't that
talent.
the same thing as these dudes?
No, they don't have a choice. Dana White's going to these people say, hey, I'm offering you X and X. Do you
To be in the
fight?
UFC.
And they say yes. I'm taking that, and then that's that. If you feel as though you're valued more, if you feel as though your talents and your services are valued more,
you go out there, you work your fucking ass off and put it up there.
You can say no and figure out another way. So that's totally different than what we're talking about.
But that's the thing is change the word UFC to the SGA or Screen Actors Guild. He approaches these people and says, hey, you're going to work in Hollywood. Yeah. You're going to join the only way to do it is you join the SGA, you own the AGA or whatever. And the person says, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to do it. And they say, well, if you're good.
No, you're talking about one person. No, you're talking about one person signing with a union and one person signing with a company directly. There's no union there. What are you talking about?
There's no union in the UFC. That's what Jake Paul's been fighting for. Because he believes
Tricks. What am I missing here?
You're not.
Like, yeah, I don't see that you're missing anything. I mean, I'm not saying you're missing or you're
trying to make the correlate. You're trying to make the correlation.
Just like in every other thing that deals with the skill, you have to be able to be told that there's a different limitation on who's good and who's not. And sometimes the better get chosen. In the situation we're talking about where a lot of these independent studios are coming in, they're going with the bigger name actors because they're dropping their price down. They're working for a little bit cheaper and they can afford those actors.
The case, what Brian's really trying to harp on is that the fact that this is unionized, there was already an established contract, and talk between this union and these producers and these studios. So that was already in place. So once you join, you immediately get those benefits.
Yeah, but if you're not working, you don't get paid.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's not the same in the UFC. You're kind of describing apples to oranges. You might be describing the same fruit.
If you're not fighting in the UFC, you're not getting paid. That's the same shit.
Yeah, I understand that. But you name the union of the UFC?
There is no union of the UFC. But the fighters across the board, when they're in the UFC, you don't get paid unless you don't fight. If you're not producing something for the UFC to use to make money, you're not getting paid. The same thing with film.
Don't become a fighter then. So then don't become a fighter then.
Well, that's the thing is don't join the Screen Actors Guild. Be an independent freelance writer and keep writing for yourself and make money for yourself.
But if you join the Screen Actors Guild,
then
apparently not.
What are they writing for? What are they writing for? Comic books?
Whatever they can. There's a bunch of different writers that are not part of the Screen Actors Guild.
But
there's a bunch of different people that aren't part of the Screen Actors Guild.
No, fellas. The Screen Actors Guild does not fucking make your prices. They don't pay you. You actually pay them.
Yeah, they set you up with the idea of like they set you up with the.
What are we talking about? That's what I'm saying. What am I missing? The Screen Actors Guild aren't the people that pay you the money. So when people
they're the ones that bargain for what you get paid.
Exactly. So when we're dealing with that, that's something totally different from you dealing directly with the UFC, and those are people that are paying you directly. When you sign a contract with the UFC, that's the negotiated price that you have with them. When you sign with the Screen Actors Guild or whatever, they're the ones that are saying, "Hey, we're going to protect you. We're going to protect your rights." These are two totally different things.
How if they're in the same spot? They're in the same spot right now.
Okay.
How is the Screen Actors Guild doing it if they're fucking it up right now and they're on strike? How did they do protecting these people for all this time? They didn't protect shit. That's why they're on strike.
That's what we're trying to do, though. That's what exactly the strike is there for. Is because these producers are no longer like they're unable to do these things, so they're going on strike so that they can tell the producers and the studios, dude, you're fucking all of these people.
Okay, give me a moment real quick, guys. I gotta go get something real fast. Hold on.
Yeah. So, Triggs, let me ask you a question. So, when it comes to the strike, I understand that you're more leaning on the side of I want to presume that you're leaning more on the side of the actors and the screenwriters.
I want to know a little bit more on the issues that the actors have.
Okay.
Because like all I know is residuals and AI. Those are the only two like big issues that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
That that SAG is really like fighting against.
Which I think is very interesting. Like, do you think I find it very interesting because I think that AI is new, right? It's in its infant stages, if you will, right? But it's becoming so much of a big topic of discussion and of a threat that we don't see, but for some reason these actors, they see it as a threat. That is concerning. Like, that's wild to me a little bit. To us, it's
yes, AI is 100% in its infancy stages, but we are also talking about basically like some of these studios just mocapping these guys essentially, through AI and keeping their likeness. And that's not difficult. You see it all the time.
Yeah.
So, and that's a big issue that they have, because like, especially for like background actors and, the small time actors, being screen capped like that, and then them have their likeness put into movies eternally, essentially, and having no monetary compensation out of that.
It's wild.
Yeah. I've been a really big, like, I don't even know how to say it, advocate against AI, especially when it comes to the creative forefront, because it really does hurt a lot of the creators' lives. I guess in the beginning stages, it's really fun because it's like this really cool tool that does.
Why are you against it?
I just think it's one of those things, like the more you feed it, the more it does evolve and goes past and can do a lot of the things that the chads of those worlds are going to just abuse the fuck out of.
Yeah.
And that's literally what it is. What's up, Eels? Good to see you in the comment section, my dude.
What up?
And Kel, thank you so much for jumping in and jumping and dropping a bunch of comments. We appreciate it. I see what you're doing. Poor Bruce Willis. I love that dude. He can't. I've been a very big advocate against AI it's cool because, sooner or later AI will be able to make life so much more easier for human beings, like just in general. But what does that go for us when it comes to like people that are out there trying to make money in those skills? Mm-hmm. Like, let's say we create AI, we put it in an Android and it can go and do everyday work, work at a fast food industry all the way to bartending. Like that whole industry will be oversacked with AI, androids and all this stuff. What about those human beings that are now out of a job? Where do they go from there if that's their life skill? I'm not saying that it's good or bad, but I'm saying like there is a group of people that just find comfort in knowing that their life is just to serve other people. And that's as far as they choose to go. I'm not saying that they want to go, but that they choose to go. They feel comfortable. They have their life. They have things set out. They're able to live comfortably and be happy. And then this comes in and it knocks all of that whole classification of human being down a peg. Where do they get their finance from? Where do they get their money in their life from? The government's not going to come in and be like, hey guys, if AI took your job, we totally got you. You could just go home, enjoy life, be on vacation, and just live on what you got. They're not going to do that.
So then what are you going to do?
you can't do anything because there's someone above that that's like, well, I make money from that. It don't matter. I make money, and those people don't care unless it affects them.
I think I asked you last week. I'm gonna ask you again. Being that out of the three of us, you were probably the only one that would probably be directly affected by the progression of AI with your field. What are you gonna do?
I need to be better. I need to be able to tell people that it doesn't matter, like on the sense of what AI can do. I can give them exactly what they want, not something where they need 4 versions of it.
Or do you follow exactly what you said 2 minutes ago?
No, you can't follow. You're gonna die.
That's. Let me fucking finish. Goddamn.
Yeah, no cooking.
Or do you follow exactly what you said 2 minutes ago and find a different field, or go with a different company?
You organically create. You organically grow. You got to grow from it.
So what you're saying is, if AI takes over, you're gonna make your own studio and you're gonna go do your own thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my guns. Fuck yeah, dude. It's 100% what I would do. Why would I not?
I'm so glad that you said that, because if you were gonna sit here and try to like blow me to death, I was gonna want to shoot my fucking brains out.
Oh, dude, then you just make me a writer on Secret Invasion, and then I'll fucking go against everything I write at the beginning of the show.
It sucks, but evolution sucks sometimes, dude. Just pick a different profession. Go and do something else.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I do believe that.
Shit, I'm a career bartender, and like
go do something else, man.
Like, it sucks, but that's the thing, dude. AI is never going to be able to recreate things that I know I can do.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Vending machines do that, Trigger. They literally have ramen vending machines in Japan that fucking make you soup. Like, there's no way to be like, if there's ingredients that go by limitation of mathematical control, that shit can be replaced easily by a robot.
You go ahead and tell me in what ways you can quantify what I do.
He's kind of right though.
As a bartender, that idea can be done. But if you're selling the idea of love as your creation, I understand that's where the machine does not have it.
Answer my question.
What is?
No, what's your question? Well, yeah. I said go ahead and give me a way that AI mathematically breaks down what I do.
Well, wait, explain it to me.
Go ahead and give me a way that AI breaks down mathematically what I do. All right,
so if you want, I can see, like you said, vending machines. I can see a world where you can just place your order for whatever drink you want, punch it into a fucking kiosk or an iPad, and they make your drink right in front of you and serve it to you. I can see that. Is that far-fetched? I don't think that's far-fetched.
They do that with coffee machines right now.
Yeah, I don't think that's far-fetched at all.
Look, I'll even fucking, I mean, if you don't believe it, it's right here, dude. Like,
I don't think that's far-fetched. And I'm not trying. Yeah, like I don't think that's.
It's fucking right here.
Yeah, it can definitely be.
That's a motherfucking bartending robot arm.
Look at the first fucking drink. It was a gin and tonic. It's two goddamn things.
That's a fucking shitty sound though. But yo, dude, I'm showing you. It's right there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. So Triggs, I know you want to. I don't know. I know you want to split hairs with the gin and tonic thing, but that's kind of not the argument, though. The argument
is Aperol Spritz. Are you fucking serious?
Yo, people drink that shit, bro.
No, dude. I'm just saying, dude. Those are fucking easy ass drinks to do. You go ahead and you show me a fucking machine that knows how to correctly smoke a drink, then by all fucking means, dude, hire it.
I don't. Again, I think.
Can you smoke a drink?
With I can. Personally, I can. I think with ingenuity, I don't think that's without the realm of possibility.
I was gonna say this motherfucker's making shish kebabs. I mean, fuck, that's more than working with fucking smoking.
He can smoke a drink.
Man, you can fucking smoke your garden.
Dude, what are you thinking about? There's a fucking handle. Look at that.
This motherfucker can hold mitts for my fighters, dude.
He's taking care of a botanical garden. He can smoke a drink, dude.
Sooner or later, this motherfucker's gonna teach my MMA class. What is he
fucking taking care of, dude? He fucking sprayed water. I can spit and do that.
Look at this motherfucker taking stickers.
Dude, I can unzip my pants and do that.
This guy's making an omelet. He's talking about smoking a fucking drink.
Bro,
this motherfucker's got presentation,
first
man.
Of all, bro, that's all CGI, dog.
Look, he's got steam right there. He's steaming a goddamn coat. Like, goddamn it, dude.
Yeah, dude, look at that.
Dry cleaners are fucked.
This motherfucker's got.
This guy's mayo.
He's gonna put it in front of Gordon Ramsay.
Look at that, dude.
God damn it.
Triggs, you're fucked,
these are the
dude.
guys who are gonna fucking take my job.
You guys are all fucked.
I'm
man.
all fucked.
When they start
take my
listen,
job.
when they start being able to fix teeth, bro, I'm fucked too. So we might all be in the same fucking
Fuck,
boat,
are you
man.
kidding me? Think of it this way. Have you guys ever heard of the Da Vinci arms that are used at the Renaissance Hospital?
No.
Yeah. Well, the Renaissance Hospital is a place down here. So
where you put your
yeah. Gee, man, that is amazing to see. But sooner or later, that's going to replace the doctor because it's going to know exactly what to do. It's going to know exactly, and it's going to be precision. You cannot stop these things from being better than us at everything. The only thing that they cannot perpetrate better than us is emotion.
Like a curveball.
Is emotion, is being able to apply love, passion that they cannot produce. All they can do is reproduce something that's already coexistent.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. Like, I get it. Like Triggs is saying, like, well, he cannot give you what I can give you because I have passion in what I make.
Yeah. And Triggs, we're fucking with you. We know what you're saying. We're fucking with you.
I completely understand that. But like my biggest argument is that, like, okay, Brian, you come in, you know, with like you come in with your guys or you alone and you're like, bro, make me something with Jameson.
Yeah. Jameson ginger. Yeah.
They can't feel
you know what, dude? Fuck that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make you a Jameson chocolate old fashioned with with raspberry bitters and a rosemary garnish.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Marcello. Oh man, I dig it, man. You just get comfortable, my dude.
But listen, Triggs, with that being said, with the evolution, I think there will become a time where what you're describing will be at the fingertips at a kiosk. If you're looking for a Jameson drink, you don't know what you want. There could be
if that's
AI.
The case, I may as well just milk as fucking hard as I can till that day comes.
I'm just saying, I do believe that it would be hard to replicate the emotion that you're speaking of, but I don't see a world where it's outside of the realm where you put a kiosk in front of a fucking lazy ass person and they just type in what the fuck they want and they have the capability of making the shit.
I mean, look at Back to the Future, dude. I mean, that was pretty much exactly what happened. You know, I mean, you know, they had like bars and shit like that where they just fucking handed you like Budweiser, or, you know, Bud Light or whatever the fuck, and then popped it for you. You know, what was that, like in the second movie or some shit?
Yeah,
I was, and like that's because I don't know if you guys saw that earlier this week. I had left a comment about AI, being that like with the Writers Guild and the Screen Actors
I did see
Guild,
that.
They're going to try to create this organization that across the board protects people and the creatives in that stature from being abused by AI by these companies. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, do you think the government should come in and do the same thing when it comes to us creatives on the outside that live our everyday lives trying to do that? And people were like, nah, man, AI is the best thing since sliced bread and all this shit. But the people that are telling me that are people that I know that don't have an acquired skill of even using AI. All they do is get in the search bar, type in what they want, and then get it. But that's because they cannot produce it because they don't have the skill to do it. They have to research and do all of the work that we have as school people, educated people, or artists that have put the hours and hours and hours. They have to replicate that in something they can't do. So those people are in a predicament where they have to outsource artists who are either charging a lot or charging too much for their work because they want to claim to be the next fucking Michelangelo or Da Vinci, and they feel like they're not getting the fucking the steam end of the stick here, right? But it's like, then what do you do? Like, you have to put a limitation on what you're charging and whatnot, because these people think they're getting taken advantage of because of the prices artists are making, and that's why they go in that nature. But in the aspect,
why don't the people that are going to be directly and initially affected by AI, why don't they go in the business of AI? Why don't they just figure out as much as they fucking can about AI?
Yep, and try to use it.
And try to fucking use it. Try to fucking perfect it. Try to fucking know how to fix it. Know how to make up their own fucking AI. Like, I think that's the play, dude. I really think that's the play. Once it gets down, like what we're all trying to do. Once it gets down to me and Triggs, we're fucked. The people that it's initially going to fuck with, I think you guys have the inside track here, the inside lane here to figure out in your professions how to make it better, how to make yourself useful to companies that are backing the AI and figure that shit out. I think that's the play, or find another fucking profession.
Yeah, because like in the aspect of it using AI, like all I'm doing is I'm using it on the tedious parts of the things I already know how to do. So like, let's say I drop a podcast into Adobe Premiere and I know it's like a 2.5 hour podcast. I don't want to have to rewatch it for 2.5 hours. So I'll let the program cut it. And then I'll go from there and I'll put it into the editing or whatever I want to do. Those things are really good when it comes to like, or let's say like you have a picture you've taken advantage or you've taken of a background and you want to change the sky, but the sky you have doesn't really fit it. You know, AI can change it, or you want to add some stuff that you could do. Like, that's fine. I understand the tedious stuff. Don't let it be where you're like creating art just from the words you're creating and then you're trying to sell it. I've seen motherfuckers do some stupid ass shit. And I don't want to say who. I'll tell you guys after the show. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But I don't know. It's just, you know, Chads are going to try their best to use it, and that's just what it is. But guys, I think we've kind of carried on the AI and the walk of the writer strike too much. And I didn't even get to ask. We're right on the cusp of this. We're not going to have a lot of time, so I'm not going to jump into it. Guys, episode 5, Secret Invasion, dropped this past week. We all got a chance to watch it. I want to know your opinions on this, guys. Are you guys still with it? Episode 5, was it a good sell? Are you excited for the season finale? Guys, let it hang, man. Let's see.
Jerks.
I'm going to let you go first, Brian.
Okay.
All right. I'll be quick. I thought this episode was probably the weakest of the season. I see what they're trying to do. I think they could have just done a little bit of tweaking on this episode. I think that being the episode before the season finale or the series finale, I don't know if they're gonna have more of this, but the series finale, I think it was a little bit weak, more like a filler episode.
Mm-hmm.
I still like what they're doing with Samuel Jackson. I think the acting is still great between him and what the fuck,
Emilia
Rhodey.
Clarke? Oh,
not Rhodey. Emilia Clarke is kind of underwhelming in this series, by the way. But I am still on board. I still think it's a great show. Again, you and I argue, Chris, that is off camera. Yeah. I don't think I can name many shows on Disney Plus that are beating this series for me personally. But this past episode was kind of weak for me.
Triggs, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
No, I completely agree with Brian. Well, not completely agree. Let me kind of backpedal on that. This was the weakest episode so far. But with that being said, like, I completely love Emilia Clarke. Like, her acting chops, like, on this are very apparent to me. Like, very, very apparent to me. You can tell that, like, this woman has put time into her craft. And I think she completely deserves to be amongst the heavy hitters. And I hope she has a future with the MCU. I think she would be a great addition to the MCU in some way, shape, or form. As, like, you know,
are you basing this off of Game, or I mean, are you Game of Thrones? Are you basing it straight off of this
Emilia Clarke
show? Because this show,
underutilized.
I don't think she's very well
I base
utilized.
this off of, dude, and man, you guys are gonna laugh at me so hard. There is a movie that she came out in 2016. It is called Me Before You, right?
Okay.
And it is such a tearjerker, dude, but she is so fucking fantastic in this movie. It is.
I like her.
It's a huge rom-com. Like, this is 100% a chick flick. It is a huge rom-com, but she is just so good in it.
I like her. I just think specifically for this show, she is underutilized. I don't think they're doing a good job with her. Personally.
Underutilized, sure. But to me, she's a showstopper. Like, I really, really pay attention to her scenes when she is on camera.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
I can see that. Okay.
Like when she's on screen, you have my full fucking attention.
You notice.
And this isn't just because it's Emilia Clarke and, you know, Khaleesi, blah, 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 Daenerys Targaryen, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, like, it's because she's a great fucking actress. Great fucking actress. And she also gave very, very powerful performances in Game of Thrones. There are a few scenes in Game of Thrones that, bro, like, if you do not, like if you do not pay attention to, like, what she's doing, she fucking delivers, dog. She fucking delivers. You know, like, I'm not saying she misses, that she don't miss, but she don't miss often. And I really, really think that Secret Invasion is really, really highlighting the fact that she's capable as an action star. Like she's got a little bit of, this past episode, the homegirl was fucking, Jason Bourning shit. And it looks cool. It was a great sequence of choreography in that scene. I really, really enjoyed it. But yes, I will have to agree that she is extremely underutilized. I think she's an angsty little teenager, in the show, but it fits. And they're writing her in a way that like she's got a great dichotomy with her, and it has some compelling factors to it. Mm-hmm. Past that, I really have to say that British chick is the fucking star of this show.
Yo, she showed her ass. She showed her ass the last couple episodes. I love her,
dude. This woman is a fucking hoss, dude. A hoss. If I saw her in the MCU,
is she a character? Is she a character in the comics? I don't know who that is.
She's supposed to be this version of Captain Britain.
Okay.
Yeah, she's supposed to be connected to the Braddock's family line and stuff like that. She's supposed to be entwined in that. So, yeah. I think the show sucks. Episode 5.
This show's trash.
Just get straight to it. I like it.
It's very rough, and this is like the semifinals.
All right, why is it trash though? I need just for the listening audience. Why is it trash?
I need to explain myself. This reminds me of a really great episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like it's just written in that format more than
first of all, there are great episodes.
$200 million investment, but I'm not really about it. There's just something about it. The actors, nothing against them. I know they're all heavy hitting characters or all heavy hitting actors. They all have their chops. Fucking Samuel Jackson.
The acting isn't good for you.
Only from a couple characters. Like
who?
The British chick.
Okay.
The Gravik guy kind of sucked this episode, but he was doing good in the previous episodes. Okay. Talos, the guy that was playing Talos, I was a really big fan of. I really liked his character. And that's because I liked it from him coming.
His acting wasn't good in the show.
The Talos guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like his acting from Captain Marvel to this was like it was pretty solid.
I'm asking whose acting are you a fan of?
Trade. We see you, brother. We see you. We're talking about. I'm letting the guy know. We're talking about Secret Invasion episode 5. Yeah, man. Sorry about that. What was that, Brian?
I'm asking the acting isn't grabbing you. You said yes. I'm asking whose acting performances is grabbing your attention.
Right now, the British chick. She's literally the best thing about the show, like through and through. And Rhodey. I do get a kick out of Don Cheadle as an actor. I think this has been a really good opportunity for him to kind of like flex his shit since Infinity War and Endgame. Like I'm really excited to see him. I think he's always been a great guy in films and stuff, and I'm really excited to see him. I just don't like what they've done with his character too much. But I like Don Cheadle. I think it's super good. And of course, Sam Jackson. But again, like the whole entire episode has been
just named everybody in this fucking show.
It's just been 5 episodes of them saying that Nick Fury sucks. And I've never thought Nick Fury sucks. I've never in my whole life. I've always like been excited. And then the girl, the British girl, I kind of feel is the acting writing that Nick Fury was supposed to have. Mm-hmm. Like the way that she's portrayed is the way Nick Fury is in the comics, where he's like a no bullshit character. Like, dude, like there was a scene where literally the episode starts off with Nick Fury walking into a hospital and then putting his chair in front of the door. And he's like, there's no fucking way I'm going to let anyone get into the president's office or into his room, even knowing that the Skrulls literally just attacked the president. Mm-hmm. And then Rhodey comes in and he lets Rhodey get past him. Like, and literally the next scene, the chick shoots the Skrull in the leg and proves that he's a Skrull, like just without even killing him.
Yeah.
Like it did not make sense to me because it's like, yo, Nick Fury is supposed to be that do all end all. I am literally the antithesis to what Captain America is. Like if that was Captain America sitting there, Rhodey would not have gotten through.
Well,
Like,
the
he
thing,
would've- he
the thing
would've
of that
fought
is,
something else.
the thing that is that he wasn't concerned about Rhodey killing the president because
Rhodey was
can't-
going to kill the president,
but he didn't.
He
Though.
well, no,
That's
but that
not
was
the-
his
that's,
thing.
That's
That
not,
was
that's not the plan though. The plan
that
wasn't
was
to go.
the plan. The
Dude,
plan
the
was
plan was to
literally
get
to
him-
kill him with Russia.
It
that's not the plan.
It was
Guys, he was supposed to kill the president at the
to
ambush.
make him believe that the Russians had attacked.
Yeah,
but
and
it was
at
to
the-
kill
but we're
the
talking about at
president
the, but we're
in
talking
Russia.
about, but we're talking about at the hospital. Your problem is why he let him through and let him into the president, because at that point that was not the plan. Was to kill the president. The plan was to let him know. It was to let the president know that the Russians were in on it. At that point, listen, just let me finish.
Yeah.
He had told him. He whispered in the president's ear.
Do not trust Rhodey. Do not let him come close to you. Don't let him
trust him. So that makes sense. It checks out.
What checks out? Because the last thing that Nick Fury
You
knew
just
that
said-
Rhodey
no,
was trying to do
what you're
was that the
asking-
Skrulls were trying to kill him. Gravik tells Rhodey, I'm changing the plan. Don't kill the president. Tell him that the Skrulls are in Russia and that they need to bomb Russia. All Nick Fury knew was that they wanted to kill the president.
Okay.
That's it. That's all he knew.
Okay.
And he let him get past him without knowing that plan, because after he talks to Gravik.
What do you mean let him get past him? He had 15 guns pointed at his head.
One
What the fuck
dude-
was he supposed to do?
He had one dude at that moment with a busted arm. And that didn't even have a gun in his hand. He had one dude that when he had
Chris, he
Rhodey
had
pressed
like-
up against the wall.
Chris,
He
he
sent
had
the
like
guy with
7
two good
guys.
arms outside.
Chris, knock it off. He had 7 guys with a gun at his head and he was forced to leave.
Go back and watch that scene when he's holding him hostage and he has the gun up against Rhodey's head.
Yeah.
Rhodey walks in with only 2 guards, and one of them has a sling on his right arm. He
What
can't
hap-
even get his gun.
Let me ask you this
and he
question.
sends the guy with the 2 good arms
What happens
outside.
to him? What happens to him if he shoots Rhodey right there? What happens to him?
Proves that he's a Skrull. Takes out the dude with one arm that doesn't have his hand on his gun. He's Nick Fury, dude.
How does he know he's not a
Nick
scroll?
fucking Fury.
How does he know he's not a scroll?
How does he know that?
anybody in there is not a fucking scroll?
He still has one hand without a gun in it.
All right.
Like, he didn't have a gun in his hand. Nick Fury has a gun in his hand. There's a million things he could do. He's Nick Fury.
I can shoot a gun with one hand,
He's Nick Fury.
and I can do it
Okay.
accurately.
Like, that's the thing. Like, it did not. Okay, why did it work? Why didn't it work for Nick Fury, but it works for the other
Especially
chick
at
that walks
3
in,
feet away.
shoots the dude, and proves it in front of everybody? How does she not care that the other 3 dudes were not Skrulls?
I could not tell you.
Because it doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't fucking make sense. That's why it just can't be told. And the thing is
Rhodey,
again, like,
Rhodey literally told him, "You will die trying to out me." That's what he said to him. He was like, "You can sit here and shoot me, but you're going to die trying to out me." So he doesn't do it. That's the reason why he didn't do it. Like, it's explained.
I mean, I get that the writing is there.
Listen. I get it if you don't like the show, but you're looking for things that me personally, I don't think are there. I think everything that you're looking for, that you're having a problem with, are explained. But if you don't like it, I'm fine. I'm cool with that. But everything that you're looking for, everything that you're looking for is explained, though.
I mean, literally in the previous
It's not
episode.
explained well enough.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's not explained well enough.
No, I'm just saying, like, right before this, Rhodey comes out that he's a Skrull to Nick Fury. Nick Fury literally finds this out. Then the president is attacked in Russia, bombs out, Gravik showing that he's extremist, showing that he's this and that. Nick Fury's best friend, Talos, fucking takes a bullet to the chest to save the president.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to tell me that in Talos's death, that Nick Fury's like, all right, cool, like, I'm outgunned. I might as well just let it all happen.
What do you mean? He has a
Like,
job.
he
to get
just,
the president.
it's like you said, like, he literally just walks
He had
out
a mission. He has a mission to get
to protect the
job-
president.
to get the president to the hospital. He got him to the
And then
into the hospital.
let a
He
scroll
was-
kind of
he
take
was-
over that
he was-
situation.
He was in surgery, so no one can get in. He was in surgery, and
What do you mean nobody can get in? Literally, Rhodey walks in and looks at the fucking nurse and goes, "Where's he at?" And she goes down the thing and she goes, "Do you guys not believe in fucking guards and stuff?"
Chris, he's
even
in sur-
even
Chris,
Rhodey's character makes fun of that
Chris,
in the writing.
He's in surgery. He's in surgery. You can't get in the room while he's in surgery. He's in surgery being operated on.
What stops him? What stops him from getting in?
Because there's doctors and there's people. in there.
Nobody was there. Nick Fury is the only person there walking in the door.
What I'm saying is, Chris, during that time,
Mm-hmm.
he's being operated on. right? He's being
I
operated
get
on.
that. I
So
understand what hospitals do.
by the time Rhodey gets there, he's being operated on. So he can't just walk in the room and have a conversation with the president and shoot him in his fucking head. He's being operated on. That's the conversation that Rhodey had with Gravik. He was like, he's being operated on. When he's done, I will talk to him. That's what he said. So he's waiting for him to finish being operated on, and that's when the whole shit happens with Sam Jackson, and then he leaves because he's got 6 guns pointed at his head. He's not going to try to die.
Security guards then,
he's not going to try to
then
die
comes in when he lets him go.
He's not trying to die, trying to fucking out this guy. Like, he's got a mission to do. So
and no, the first thing Rhodey says in the vehicle when he talks to Gravik is, "I'm going to the hospital to finish the job." And then Gravik says, no, change the plan. And he goes, "What? Change the plan. You don't kill the president." "What?" And he goes, "You're going to tell him that there's girls in Russia. You're going to tell him our location." And he goes, "What? That's stupid." So no, that plan does not work. Like, he was going there to kill him. Like, when he was going to walk in, he was going to just fucking kill the president, because that was the mission from beforehand. It doesn't change until after the car right there, that even the dude, and this is again the perspective from the audience, that one guy that's been following Gravik the entire time is in the crowd before he dies and goes, "Yo, what's the fucking plan? Like, you keep on like going back on your word. Like, tell us what exactly you want to do." And then fucking Gravik kills him, and he's like, "Don't fucking talk to me disrespectfully or whatever." Yeah. But literally, he asks him, "Dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, you tell us to kill Fury. You have your opportunity, you don't kill Fury. Then you fucking call his wife and you're like, kill Fury. He doesn't kill Fury. And then you're like, good, that was part of the plan. She wasn't supposed to kill him. And then we're going to get the harvest from him." And then goes, "All right, cool. Well, either way, someone go kill his wife because she didn't fucking do what I told her." And it's like, bro, your whole plan was for the harvest for her not to kill him. And now you want us to kill her because she didn't kill him? And the guy's like, "What is this? What is this?" And then he's like, "Fuck you." Like he literally just kills him. He just kills him for just asking a fucking question. All of those guys were standing there like, "Oh, fuck, this guy's a tyrant. Like, this guy just used all of us."
Yeah, it wasn't for nothing, but I'm not going to nitpick. I think it was to make a statement.
That's not nitpicking. That's me just literally deliberating like off of what the show's giving me.
I don't think that he killed him for no reason. I think he killed him because he was defying him in public. Yeah, he's defying him in public. You can't do that. So
I would have done it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what the scroll do. Like, that's the whole reason why these probably motherfuckers don't got a planet anymore. Yeah, like, now I understand why these fucking assholes don't got a planet.
Yeah. I'll give you the part about the plan changing. It still doesn't kind of shift my thoughts on things. I still think that played out well enough to where it's not gonna be a detractor like it is for you. And then the part that you just spoke about right now, that's not a detractor at all. That makes sense. So, like, I get it. The part about him killing
the dude?
Pagan.
I don't remember his name. I just know that was like his right hand man. And then he kills that kid, man. He kills that dude that just literally
attacked him.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? He just killed the fucking dude they were all following earlier and just fucking shits Chris, on everybody.
You can't sit here and say, "Oh, he killed the guy. He killed the kid. The kid tried to fucking kill him."
But that's because of the fact that he killed the other guy that really like.
Doesn't matter. That's because you're saying you feel some sort of way that he killed the kid, but the kid tried to grow some grown nuts and try to take out the
all
boss.
of them. All those motherfuckers literally wanted to grow some nuts and kill him.
And so that's what happens.
And then he comes out all fucking like, "What up, motherfucker? Jump me again. Come on with it." You know what I mean? And then it's like, wait, what? Dude, what is this fucking guy doing? So like, again, you're supposed to be like the leader.
If you don't like the show, I get that. You can just say you don't like the show. But the
things
But the things that you're pointing out, I don't think you can. It's that big of a deal, personally.
Yo, even the whole thing about Nick Fury,
I don't think it's
getting his coat, jacket, and eyeball patch.
I'd rather you just tell me, yo, man, fuck this show. Like, fuck that show.
I did.
I'm never gonna like it.
From the very beginning.
Like, I'm never gonna like it. There's nothing that's gonna make sense.
I just said it from the very beginning that it sucked. And then at the very end, we get a reveal. Samuel Jackson goes into a fucking mausoleum, pulls out a patch, a jacket, and he's back, folks. Now he's not a fucking pussy as he's been through the rest of the fucking whole season. You know what I mean? Now he's ready to fuck around because he's got a patch on. It's like, who the fuck cares? Right. Who did he call? Who do you think he called?
Who cares, dude?
I think he fucking called. I think he called Bruce Wayne, man, because it doesn't even fucking matter, dude.
I think he called Bucky, dude.
Yeah, that was the thing. Okay, that was a weird call, but all right, why Bucky though?
Who cares, dude? Bucky's a G.
I think
dude.
I think
he's
honestly,
the guy on the wall, dude. He's the man on the wall.
Dude, were you not waiting for that when he was talking to the chick in the car? Were you not waiting for him to be like, I've been here the whole time. I've been that man on the wall. When he's telling about all his past, dude.
I knew they weren't going to go that way.
Man, those motherfuckers, dude. It was such a lineup too, man. It was like an easy layup, dude. Because it's all just speaking about the shit that he's done in his past. Because it's just been about him getting shit on this whole time.
If they had done that, the regular person been like, "What's the man on the wall?"
But they would have just been like a tip of the hat to comic book readers.
Yeah, but you're gonna get the guys like you who need a fucking explanation for like the simplest goddamn thing and shit all over the show. So no, fuck that.
I still don't know where you guys are selling the show to me like that. Like literally the whole entire scene of Gravik.
Never once
we're sitting here arguing with you, and every week you've given this show a 7.5, bro.
Because I'm trying to like it.
That's the wild part. That's not trying to like it. You like the shit, bro. You're just trying to not like it.
No, I'm trying to like it.
You don't give a 7.5 to something you don't like, Chris.
Well, I'm not going to give it a 5 either. I'm watching the goddamn show.
Why? If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Yeah, there's certain things I don't like, but right now, like it's like you said, like, well, you guys are giving it 7s and 8s, and
that's what I'm saying. You're giving it the same shit we're giving, and we like the shit.
But in the aspect of it, you guys are still saying like, well, this was like the weakest episode, and we're talking about a 6-episode series that doesn't have time for fillers.
All right,
and on the season finale, like this is literally
and we got 2.
So what do you give this episode? What do you rank in this episode?
This one was really bad.
8.5.
No, I'm gonna give it like a 6, dude, because it's just like that whole like Trigger
bump it up to 7.5.
Trigger. What did I tell you? Like that whole scene of Gravik was Transformers 1, 2, and 3. It was Transformers. That if any of the fucking plans that he actually delivered worked, the whole fucking story just fails itself. It didn't make any sense for him to be at the end like, oh, the whole thing was I was gonna get the harvest, and it's like, well, what if that fucking bitch killed him? Like, what if the fucking wife killed him? You would have gotten your fucking harvest. Like, and he's like, that was the plan all along. That doesn't make fucking sense because he's so dedicated. Like, I kind of feel like the writing was like every episode they were like walking in and being like, okay, we're gonna make this shit up. We're gonna make it up as we go, guys. It's good. Which I mean, wouldn't be too far-fetched for Marvel. The cameo was kind of weird. That one guy that brings in the airplane, like, a lot of people that I was talking to like didn't know who he was, and I was like, he's from Black Widow, and they were like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
I didn't remember that.
That was the Black Widow guy, the one that brings in the fucking helicopter.
I know afterwards, but I didn't know during it. I didn't know
when you saw it. You were kind of like, that guy really just talking shit to Nick Fury.
I saw Black Widow one time, and
he talked shit to Black Widow too, and on multiple occasions. Like that guy don't give a fuck.
But you have the gravitas that him and Black Widow are friends. Like they have a history. This literal dude, like literally, like it's like Brian when he was talking shit to Fury. Like, what did you think?
I kind of felt as though they have a history.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, everyone else in the movies when they're talking to Fury, it's always with respect. Like all the regular agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and S.H.I.E.L.D. carrier and guys, pilots and soldiers, and they all have a mad respect for Nick Fury.
That hits me as someone that Fury respects. Someone that respects
probably isn't connected to S.H.I.E.L.D.
That Fury respects and who respects Fury and has a personal, almost like brotherly relationship. Yeah, history with them. Like that's kind of like family. So that's what I got, and I got that with and now that I think about it, in
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that more from the Black Widow, and
he's the guy that they go to when they want to not be.
Yeah, he's the smuggler. Yeah, he's a smuggler. Yeah, he's the Lando Calrissian character in this, like where he kind of just just because he's the smuggler. That's what Lando is too. He's the guy that kind of brings them like all the stuff when they need it. That's not a part of the rebel stuff.
Because he's black, dude.
Because he's black. That's what it is. It's got to be what it is.
POC, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 6. I think this was really underwhelming for a season finale, like getting close to it. The reveal, I hope that it's a better sell-off in the next one. The reveal of him just going to the mausoleum and getting all his shit and turning back into like Nick Fury, like I hope that's not what it is, because it doesn't really gravitas the situation enough to be like, yeah, people talk shit to me, the president's in trouble, let me get my coat. Like it doesn't really kind of like, it just feels that the show then was written as, okay, guys, we have 5 episodes to fuck this character and make him look bad. And then the last episode, you got to put him back for Marvels, the movie, the Marvels 2.
The fact that you think that's what they're thinking or that's what they set out to do, I think is the reason why you just will never be able to like the show. Because that's the way you're looking at it. I don't view it that way. I don't view that they're setting out to tear down Nick Fury.
I don't know what else this is.
See, and again, I that's what I'm saying. I think that's where
but what is it then? I mean, I would like for someone to give me a reasonable explanation as to what it is.
Then how about this? Like you finally, like, just like every fucking character in all of comics throughout Marvel, there has been more than one story, if at least not one, where they gave up, where there was a trial and tribulations and they had to pick themselves back up. Why not let this one be that? Granted, it's in Secret Invasion, but why not list this one be for fucking Nick Fury?
I mean, yeah, it's cool. Like, I mean, I guess. I just don't like it's what I said before. Like,
yeah,
I don't think this show's
you have a preconceived notion that Nick Fury doesn't hold the guy's a fucking stand-up guy. Blah 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 blah.
No, because I do believe there's one part that I really really believe, and the fact that when the snap happened, he realized the people that he put his heart and faith into failed. Like, that's the part that I feel is the thing that they're missing. Like, I don't feel that gravitas. And that's the thing, is he put it from the very beginning of the Avengers movies. Nick Fury has said, we need heroes. We need people to be there when we can't. And when it all came through and they had their moment to shine, they failed. And at that moment, like, he truly knew that they failed. That everything that he put his heart and soul into his work, it didn't even matter, because in the very end, evil still prevailed.
Oh,
and that to me is like a
he
huge,
was super integral in their fucking success during Infinity War.
The which one?
And he was super integral throughout their mission in Infinity War, right?
Well, I mean, Nick Fury is the one that brought it together to save the universe.
Equal fuck up in all of that. If we're gonna call spade a spade, what did he do in any of Infinity War?
But that's the thing, is he's not a superhero. That's why he brought the Avengers into this. That's why he created the whole entire thing about the Avengers.
Okay, but he's not a superhero. He even says it in the beginning of the films that, why is he dealing with the Skrull situation if he's not a superhero?
Because that's just him saving, in the grand thing of things, immigrants. Immigration, bringing people trying to save lives. That's not him being a superhero.
And superheroes can't do that?
Superheroes do save lives, but it's on a grander scale.
Yeah, but okay, this isn't about immigration. This is about him now fucking saving politics and saving the world.
This is him saving the universe, because if it's an invasion of a planet, that's not just...
Which, yet again, superheroes.
Yeah, which would be the reason why that British lady was like, why don't you call any of your superhero friends to help us? And then he gives this wild speech, because again,
I wish they would stop bringing that up.
I wish that's what audience, but that's what the audience brings up, because that's what audience people expect to happen. So the television writers have to be like, okay, well, we need something witty as to why we cannot bring these actors. And that's what he says.
We got it.
Yeah, he goes, it's a personal thing. This is my problem. I don't want to bring in anybody else and blah, blah, blah. Like, we got that.
I don't want to keep getting a 5-minute monologue about why there's no superheroes. Why there's no superheroes. I don't need that multiple times.
Even though that's the question that the audience asks.
I get that, but they've answered it already. I don't need multiple reasons or multiple times to talk about it. That was literally the second monologue we got about why he would not call some of his superhero friends.
See,
I don't need that.
For me, what I'm doing is I'm taking this show and looking at the overarching character Nick Fury throughout the series. And to me, the biggest trauma that this guy has suffered is that he put his entire eggs in basket into superheroes always saving humanity. And when the snap happens and it destroys half of the universe, he realizes it fucking all fell apart. I need to call Captain Marvel or whatever, because that's his saving grace. That's his Messiah. And then 5 years later, when he returns, he realized that it took the heroes 5 years to figure out anything. The man that was the most connected person in the world is 5 years behind and doesn't know shit about the world anymore. Like, that's a huge thing in the Nick Fury storyline. And I understand where they tried to make it to where, like, that's the whole point. Is like people are like, oh man, when you came back after the blip, you were different. Oh, when you came back, and fuck yeah, that's trauma. That's 100% trauma. I just feel like maybe they didn't write it for Sam Jackson to play that properly. I don't feel that gravitas in that situation. I hear it sometimes, but it's just, I don't know. It doesn't hit for me. I'm happy it hits for you guys though. I've told you this before. And I'm not trying to shit on the show. I just
You're 1000% trying to shit on the show, but it's cool. I do get a lot of people's concerns and worries about it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, you're just like, well, fuck them though. It's my opinion. I like this shit. That's it. That's all that's matters.
And I respect your opinion too.
Yeah. Even if it's wrong.
I just honestly, I think if you really just don't like it, and just be like, yo, bro, man, fuck this show.
I'm not trying to shit on it. I want to like it, and I fucking 2 a.m. Tuesday night. I'm about to watch that shit.
Because you can't sit here and tell me that the performances from Samuel L. Jackson, Don fucking Cheadle, fucking Metal. What's the guy's Talos?
Ben Hendelson.
Yeah. You can't tell me that the acting isn't top notch. This is some of the most.
I'm not saying that. I said their performances are good.
I'm just saying that this is some of the best acting in the MCU. Period. Shows or movies. So it's like that part. I'm not gonna ever understand that. I'm not gonna understand.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, there's several actors I'm really liking on the show. I think I agree with you guys when you're saying that the Emilia Clarke situation, she's very underutilized in the show. Like, it's kind of like she's just over. I kind of feel like I hope that they use her like in some way in the future in the Marvel universe, because that's
what I'm hoping. Like,
huge
I really
name
hope,
to bring in for just a television show.
Comes into the MCU in some way, because like I think her performance in this show is proving is that she can have a place if she so chose.
And my big thing is, like, I wanted to ask you guys real quick was, what do you think for the final, and who do you think Nick Fury called? We've speculated on who and what this whole show like has and the secrets and stuff like that. I talked to Triggs about this off camera. Brian, you weren't in the shot yet, but who do you think is the person on the other side of that phone call?
I'm done. This
speculating.
Literally every show on Disney, a Marvel show on Disney Plus, there's always a
speculation
cameo,
some type of speculation heading into the final episode, and it usually ends up as nothing. Literally every time. The only time there was a payoff was Loki with
Jonathan Majors.
That's it.
Fucking best scene ever.
Literally everything else we've all fell flat. So for this one, I think he was literally called Gravik and said, "Yo, let's go."
Okay, so you think he called Gravik? That's fucking wild. Gravik.
Let's meet up. Let's finish this. Let's go. I don't know.
So Trigger literally had said that off camera, where he was like, he called Bucky the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, to come in and help him out because he's about to fight a dude with a bunch of superpowers.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that could work. I mean, he just got done doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Thunderbolts leads into Brave New World, Captain America, like that. Even I think Christella had told me that she thinks Florence Pugh is coming in as a Black Widow to help out Nick Fury as like the new Scarlet Witch. I heard someone also say Maria Hill, that the other one was like a Skrull. But my thing is, I'm still gonna fucking say this, and it sounds stupid as fuck, but what if he called Nick Fury, and this one has been a life model decoy this whole time, and that he's calling me, and the real Nick Fury, the real one that's like the GG, the one that the one that doesn't fuck around, is still up in Saber doing some cool shit, and he's like, "You're gonna call me down here because you couldn't handle shit, robot, or what?" And he comes in to fucking clean house. Like, that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it?
I think it would be interesting. I just don't know how I would feel about them finding out there's a million fucking Skrulls on Earth and them sending a decoy. That's kind of weird, but I get it.
But that's the whole thing about Nick Fury in Original Sin. He has a bunch of life model decoys that are him.
No, I get it. In the comics, I realize he's been the man on the moon. I get that.
He's doing a bunch of crazy shit.
No, that part I get. But for what we have here in the MCU, that doesn't translate to the average audience. So like I think that would just be a little bit
It'd be a kind of
weird.
a weird situation at the end of
To
the show.
introduce it.
This is why I try never to incorporate comics into Marvel media anymore. Like specifically for this reason.
Because
especially after Civil War, that was kind of like my like. That's it. Like,
yeah, because they really changed the shit out of that one.
I was like, never again will I ever think that like there is going like some sort of correlation between the two. Not even that, dude. I have to say Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron. That's what it was for me. Because Age of Ultron
that was really different.
Yeah,
that wasn't all right. So I never read the Age of Ultron, but wasn't that kind of like more closely on the comics than anything else we've ever got? No,
fuck
no.
I don't know. That's
no,
I don't know.
So like to spark notes it. Basically in Age of Ultron, Ultron takes over. He completes his mission.
Like he completely takes over there.
And what he ends up doing is he starts to send Ultrons like versions of himself throughout time. To ensure that he stays in power.
Yeah, he's in power.
Like in his timeline, but he's never in that one. Gotcha. He leaves Vision in that timeline to like oversee everything. Monitor. And he's in another timeline. And this is the only time that you ever see Captain America like, I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm done.
I got nothing.
I'm done. Yeah, he gives up. That's the give up part for Captain America.
Yeah.
And that's sad as shit. But it's interesting. Then they send Wolverine back in time? Yeah, that was stupid.
And then he kills a version of himself, and then that version ends up taking over for the regular Wolverine, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's really fucking bonkers, dude. When time travel comes involved, it's really hard.
I watched the whole comics explained about Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And so I get it. I understand that
he's a hero, like man. That motherfucker's like
he's cool. Yeah, he's cool. I get it. He's a dickhead. He's a total jerk off.
He's a piece of shit.
He is the commando, man.
Yeah. He's a total jerk off, but he's a cool character.
Fucking jerk off, dude.
Yeah.
But okay, guys. As a final, what do you guys give it? What are you rating, and what are you excited for the season finale?
This episode, I'm probably going to be on par with you. I think it's probably like around the 6, probably even maybe like a 5.5.
Yeah. I was actually gonna put it as 7.
You like it?
I mean, it's cool.
I'd say, and not like there were some redeeming qualities of the episode, right? There's a very few.
That action scene wasn't too bad.
You know, like we had a really, really good Gaia scene. We had, especially the dialogue between Gaia
between him and the wife. That was a good scene.
Dude, hell yeah, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, the acting
and this is why I'm telling you, dude. Like I'm going into every episode and I'm picking and choosing scenes that continue the show for me as like a powerful show.
I like that part when she's like, "Did she like you in your own skin?" And then she goes,
and she looked, "Yo,
know your fucking role."
Yeah,
like, dude,
slow down, bitch.
Bro, that is
slow down, bitch.
That was fucking fantastic.
Love that. And she was like, "No, I didn't mean to offend." She was like, "Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You
young
fucking,
punk.
You know, because you're young and
young punk."
She was like, and that's the fucking problem with you, young
bitch.
You all think that you all
and
fucking know everything.
Was so
she
good
was like,
but
what? She's like, but what do you know? What do you know about building a life with somebody? Nothing.
That's
what
gets me. That's what gets me when people say, "Yo, it's boring. It's a lot of dialogue." Yeah, there's one thing if it's a lot of dialogue and it's boring as fuck. It's just poorly acted. I can understand that.
That's the espionage.
If there's a lot of dialogue and it's good and is
that was really good.
Like that needs to be.
That was my favorite scene in like almost the whole series, dude. Like the way that lady delivers that, like I love that lady. Like she's
doing
good
a great
across
job,
the board.
though.
Every time she's on scene, with Samuel Jackson scene before that, and they even bring up the why did you ever love me in my skin? And Nick Fury's like, I guess we'll never know. Like it correlates to that line. That line resonates into this episode where you can see where like she regrets it. She regrets not taking that opportunity to kind of live that life, but she did it in love of who she was in love with, and she wanted to make him comfortable. And it's great storytelling. That is a spectacular part. I love that part.
So this is why I give it a 7. Like I have to pick and choose. I don't think that I should have to, especially with a show of this gravity. You know, I mean, like we say every week, Secret Invasion is a super, super important storyline. I mean, at this point, I'm just beating a dead horse. But I mean, this is, in a sense, supposed to be a very, very powerful show, right? You're seeing a very, very you're seeing a very, very weary and beaten Nick Fury. He's trying to come back and get his raw again and stuff like that. You know, cool. But you know, like I have to pick and choose my scenes that I really, really like, and I don't think that I should have to because like I would like all of it to be great. Like I thought the Gravik thing was super cheesy where they're all beating his ass. I kind of like, especially the bag over his head. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Yeah,
like,
where's everybody's guns?
Yeah, I was like, dude, like that's the best you have. Like snuff this dude. Like, okay,
Yeah,
like,
the guy had a sledgehammer. He could have just kept wailing on the forehead, dude.
I was like, I don't know, dude. Like I've.
But I get it. It created an atmosphere of it let him do the power up and it let him fucking throw people around the room. It was like that. It was like the episode with the Flag Smashers when they're all fighting in that one room and fucking US agent and the dudes start like beating the fuck out of everybody real quick. Just kind of gives you that big open stunt kind of fight scene that you see.
Yeah, but you know, like you're talking about that scene, and I think the better scene of that show is when Bucky and Falcon are fighting John. You know, Captain America. That's a way better fight scene. And I got this fight scene. I got a fight scene just like that. You know, my Jason Bourne fight scene with Gaia this episode. You know, I thought that was great choreography.
Yeah, she did it pretty good.
You know, that was sick, dude. I fucking loved it. But that's why I give it a 7. Like, was it a super duper awesome episode? No. Were there great parts of this episode? Absolutely.
Yeah, it's still fun.
You know,
good.
But well, I mean that's it for me. You know, softish 7. You know, it was good for what it was. I really hope that they bring it home with next week. Really hope they bring it home.
Yeah. Guys, I want to say thank you to everyone that tuned in to watch the show. I want to say I appreciate every one of you, to our extraordinary listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, this is San Diego Comic-Con week. There's going to be things popping off all weekend long. Today they got the drop for Project H or Project K, which looks like this really weird, like Indian Bollywood movie that looked pretty good. Did you see it? Trigger, did you see it?
No, I know of Project K as an anime, and that's a super etchy and like sword fighting anime. I literally
just dropped in the chat. It's a Bollywood Indian movie that's very much like Dune. It looks kind of interesting. I mean, the money wise, I don't know if it's there, but it looks kind of fun. And then of course we got Mortal Kombat gameplay and trailer. I think they just dropped it a little while ago. Again, we got the One Piece trailer for the Netflix series just dropped. Make sure you guys go check that out. We're going to go check that out right now. If you guys do see it, let us know in our comments section in our Facebook what you guys thought of it, and we'll make sure we talk about it and watch it all together next week. We want to say thank you to everyone out there. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a great weekend and a great week next week, and we'll see you again here next Friday here on the Average Boys Podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We love you. We'll see you guys again next week. Laters.
Thank you.